Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Man United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And it's all doom and gloom at Manchester United, like the weather. As myself, born and bred Manc, and it's cold, and it's raining, and it's wet, and it's windy, and it's miserable. That's how I think all Manchester United fans, or the vast majority, feel about Manchester United. Surely it's the end for Ten Hag, as you can see from the title, because my titles were complained about from my panelists and complained about from the audience. So I didn't pick this title, but 17.5 million to freedom. Someone start the GoFundMe. End for Ten Hag. Reports coming out saying it is 17.5 million to sack Ten Hag, which would be the best 17.5 million I think we've spent in a long time. Please keep all your comments or your questions Manchester United related as well, people. But run up the likes. Big up everyone supporting as always. But hit the like button on the video. If you are new, not even if you're new here, whether you're new here or not, run up the likes on the video. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me Flawless, people. Twitter and X, retweet and like on there, share from the Instagram, and just as important as those two things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. When you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. Make sure you do so. And Warrior J, I said, who has made that title? None other than the man himself from the best coast, West Coast. Eddie is in the building. Yes, family. What are you telling me?
17.5 million reasons to smile, my boy. That's all you know. It's a good little Tuesday. Man. Just let's get on with the show. You see the finish line. You feel me? It's like when coach says y'all got 5 sprints and you on the 4th one.
Yes.
It hit different. It just hit different. So we'll let this slow. It's a slow cooker. Let it simmer a little bit. By the time it's ready, you'll know what's up. Bro.
It is, and that's why I did the end for Ten Hag, because surely it is Manchester United terrible performance against Tottenham Hotspur, 3-0 loss. Man. And the only plus from the game is that it was only 3-0, because it should have been 6 or 7. Timo Werner missed 2 1-on-1s. Solanke missed a 1-on-1. That's 6 right there. If Brennan Johnson hit the post, that's 7. There's probably a couple other half chances that I'm forgetting about. That could have been a record. Yeah. It could have been a record defeat. We are very, very fortunate that Son wasn't playing. Because if that was Son instead of Werner, he might not have a job right now. Oh, he might not have a job. But you mentioned the end being there, and I'm someone who has said I didn't see Ineos sacking him soon, but I've changed my mind on that. I think he's gone after the international break. I think the next time we do a Man United, I don't actually. Yeah, because it's Sunday. I don't think that he will be in charge. I think this will be the last Man United podcast where he is in charge. Because Porto, spooky. Villa away, spooky. And that would be 3 losses in a week. Well, 2 losses in a week, 3 losses in a row. There's no way they can keep him. And especially when you look at the performance, because there's a way to lose matches. Nobody wants their team to lose. But we see Manchester United lose hundreds of matches. Right. But those type of losses, those type of L's get managers sacked. Then play 3 minutes in. Dalot, who's normally reliable. And Van de Ven, everyone will talk about the Van de Ven run and phenomenal run from him, but he should have been stopped. However, Dalot just not tracked Johnson. He just not tracked him. And that is so unlike him. These players are like Eddie, myself, many other fans had enough. And that's why I think I looked at that performance and I thought afterwards, yeah, these players are done with him. Because we've seen these performances. And I'm not hearing, these players have got managers sacked before. These players are new people. The vast majority of these players are new. I don't think outside of Rashford, Bruno, Dalot, I don't think anyone's been here 3 years or longer. Everyone on that pitch, he either signed or co-signed in regards to signing them, giving them a new deal, giving them their debut. Anyone who's in a manager's team 3 seasons in, the manager wants that. He continues to play because we've seen what happened with Ten Hag and Sancho, rightly or wrongly. Yes, that's game, and this is his team. This is his team. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. What are you telling me, Eddie?
Yeah, I think there's not a metric you can look at to measure reasonable metric you can look at to measure coaches by where he hits the mark. It's simple for me. I mean, because bro, it's like, what is it that you're good at, Ten Hag, in this position as manager? Because there's again with managers, it's real easy to kind of put certain marks for them to hit than it is for a player, because with a player, their impact in the dressing room might not be the same as their impact on the pitch, right? Yeah. Like you can have a guy like Sancho. It didn't lose on me that a player that was loaned out was still getting, a lot of good messages in public from his teammates. Whether that's Bruno saying keep going, whether that's Rashford, anyone you name it, everybody always has something good to say. So, yes, his impact on the pitch wasn't what we wanted it to be, but off the pitch for the other players, he was an important factor. When we talk about Ten Hag, we talk about being the manager of Manchester United. The biggest thing for me is you're the face of the franchise at this point. You're the spokesperson in both how you deal with the media and also how you deal with the players, because how those players go out and represent the club is an extension of you, because you help set the culture that you want for your players to live up to, right? You never, again, Ancelotti, his players are known to have fun because he's a guy that likes to have fun, but he gives them at the same time the responsibility of making it back to the dressing room when you need to. What's good, Cheek?
Big up, Cheek.
And then and the byproduct of that is the players will run through a brick wall for Ancelotti.
That is facts.
You might not agree with how he tactically sets up, but whatever he instills in them allows them to play it a way that has brought a lot of success to that Real Madrid club while he's been there. Ten Hag has an 8th place finish. Has a 6th place finish, if I'm not mistaken.
No, 8th.
Just 8th and 3rd.
Yeah, because it's 3rd season.
8 and 3, right?
Yeah. It's 3rd in the first season, 8th in
3rd in the first season, 8th in the second season. What can we say has been consistent about how he deals with players, right? The only thing we can say that he consistently does is throw them under the bus. That's it. That's the only, in my opinion, when it comes to player relationships, right? He's consistently thrown even the players he's liked under the bus, whether that's subbing them off when they may need it, but somebody else in front of them actually needed to be subbed off, whether it's coming to the press conferences talking crazy about not just, again, people, this is not just zeroing in on Sancho because he had it with Casemiro, which was not justified.
Had it with Varane.
Varane, he had this. Yeah. Ronaldo, I think the biggest thing with the Ronaldo situation is not me going back and, kind of rewriting the narrative. It's just a matter of fact. Yeah. And I think we even said this, although we agreed with how the decision he made, the handling of it was an issue because at the end of the day, that's still Ronaldo, right? He's still somebody in the club who's held to high regard. So he didn't handle that well because it led to a Piers Morgan interview that just shat on the entire situation and brought a lot of noise that we didn't need at that time, right? And so I'll let Sheik get in on this because we can get to the tactics, but I think the biggest thing is just how he has mismanaged his relationships with a lot of these players, right? And it's coming to bite himself in the ass, bro. At this point, he's on an island. Like, I saw a report that a lot of players were shocked that he wasn't fired before this season.
Yeah, he said this. There's been plenty of reports. Warrior J was kind enough to put one in the chat. How true these are, people don't know, but you can see the source yourself. Some players were surprised that Erik ten Hag wasn't sacked at the end of last season. That's from at Chris Wheeler DM, at Sammy Mockbell _DM on Twitter as well. And that's not a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the players are shot, that's not even an inside job. We were all surprised. We was all surprised. I don't think there was anyone who didn't think, whether you was Ten Hag in or out, push that to a side for a second.
I think he cut out.
I don't think, you know how you was daft enough to write a letter? That's why. If the fan base was convinced the ownership was going to keep him, there would have been no writing of the letter. The writing of the letter tells you that everybody, whether you wanted him to stay or not, thought that he was gonna be sacked. So it's not a surprise. And then the fact that they were also interviewing managers tells you all you need to know. They were actively looking for a new manager. And to P Deps, who says sacking Ten Hag will be pointless. We need the owners out of our club. Let's boycott. Here, the thing is, sacking Ten Hag won't be pointless. I'm with you on the ownership. Both. I don't know if you're talking about Ineos solely, the Glazers solely, or both. Because I want them both gone. However, neither of them are going nowhere for the foreseeable. But the reason why sacking Ten Hag is not pointless is because it should look better. It should look better than this. Eddie says it all the time. Control the controllables. There's things that Ten Hag can do outside of the ownership that make Manchester United better. The reason we have looked the way we have looked under Ten Hag is nothing to do with the Glazers or Ineos. And I don't like either pie. That 3-0 loss Spurs is nothing to do with Ineos or the Glazers. The only reason we should be falling short is because Ten Hag is doing all he can, and then we're not getting enough investment or getting the right investment or don't have the correct setup to then go to the next level. We're not even talking about going to the top of the table or the top of the tree and competing at the highest level. We're talking second tier and third tier. He can control that. And you know how I know he can control that? Because he's done it before.
Exactly.
He finished third and won 2 trophies.
I didn't mention that has slyly been a part of that little conglomerate that I believe wants him out. Is a player he gave a chance to, which is Alejandro Garnacho. You can't tell me he's not finished with that manager. You can't tell me.
Oh, you think he's done?
Oh, yeah. The body.
I feel like at this point, everyone's done. Everyone's done with him.
Yeah.
Every single one is done with him.
Yeah.
They don't want to play for him no more, man. Like they seriously don't want to play for him no more. But a couple of points that I wanted to get to. Eddie, you were mentioning whether we've improved since his first year. Factually, we haven't. In our first 6 games, in his first year, we had 12 points. In the second year, we had 9 points. Now we have 7. So we've actually not been progressing since his first year, statistically, right? 2, people are talking about, if Ineos sack him, I don't think it's the right decision. Explain to me how Vincent Kompany can go from Burnley to Bayern Munich, and their board brings him in. And Vincent Kompany, if I ask you guys, would you want to take Vincent Kompany before he signed Bayern? Half of you guys would have said no. But look at him now. He's gone to Bayern Munich, and I know the season has just started. They've scored 30 goals in 6 to 7 games. They scored 9 in a Champions League game. But you're telling me that someone like Vincent Kompany, of his quality, or not quality, of his credentials and the amount of time and the experience that he's had to coach a team, can go and get the best out of Bayern Munich after the season that they've had. One thing that our fan base forgets is we're not in a situation where we're trying to compete for a title. We're not in a situation where we've been in this top 4 thing for years and we're trying to make that push. We're not Arsenal. We're just trying to make that jump to win the title. We just came off of our worst year ever. Our worst year ever in the Champions League and in the Premier League. And here we are talking about, we're going to score 80 goals and everything's going to be giddy. This is the shit that pisses me off, is everyone thinks shit is giddy, bro. We've been sitting here on this channel telling you guys when he stayed and when Ineos kept him, it was going to be like this. So we're not surprised. When Bruno got sent off, we're all sitting here laughing. And I literally told Flawless, I said, Flawless, I'm excited to see how our team plays without him for a couple of games. With 3 games, we don't see Bruno.
Hey, but don't forget, though, 3 games, we don't see him. But we got English Mount coming through. So, English Bruno is on the way.
Yeah, English. Oh, shit, man. English Bruno.
Yeah, see, everyone who I've said that to, that happened on the Fan Carly show because people were like, you. And I thought, we finally get to see Manchester United without Bruno. And then I thought to myself, we got English Bruno on the bench.
Yeah, because that guy, that guy, we don't even need to talk about him because
how's my roster on Sarcasm City TV better than Manchester United? This is
literally
crazy. Look at the strength in depth we've got.
Mason, you guys are talking about Mason Mount, English Bruno. I know who that is. Yes. Big up to
Ivorian in the cut as well. Big up Ivorian, man. Every single time, man. You already know. Big up. Blessings, fam. But go on, carry on as you were, Sheik.
Man. But it's man. It's enough conversations to be had about this manager. Like I'm seeing the likes of like people who've been Ten Hag in also starting to turn at this point. Like I've seen some people who've been on the fence as well starting to turn, and it's like,
hey Sheik, not to cut you off, they getting disrespectful on streams too.
Yeah, they are. I seen that as well, and some people are getting really disrespectful in streams, but the Man United like fan base right now is absolutely in turmoil for sure. I mean, this is like, I didn't think it could get worse than last year, but I feel like we're on a trajectory. If he doesn't get sacked soon, that it could get worse than last year. And I don't know what to say, man. Like, we don't have
Jim. Big up to say that because he said greetings from Brisbane, Australia. Big up, hope you're good, Jim. Man said Australia,
Australia, man. Shout out Australia.
And to Nick, who says Marcel is still Ten Hag in. Don't let that fool try and fool you anymore.
Yeah,
because when I was on Man Them Talk, not Man Them Talk, the Unfiltered podcast on Saeed's channel, and Faz let it be known that Marcel don't go to games no more, and I was like, wait, what? And I asked him, I said, Marcel, so you trust in the progress and Ten Hag so great, but you don't go to games no more. Why? And he's like, I'd rather not say. You know what it is, man. Come on.
Well, literally yesterday, he posted a picture of Thomas Tuchel on Twitter talking about Thomas Tuchel. It was Nagelsmann, sorry, not Tuchel. It was Nagelsmann.
But big on Marcel, but you got to understand that you can't kid a kid, man. You got to understand what it is.
Yeah.
The football's that great, and United are progressing so much that you don't go to games anymore. And then you don't want to answer why you don't want to go to games. And I'm not lying, people. This is on the live stream. This is on the live stream when I asked him. And he was like, I'll go to some away games. But you don't go to the games no more.
You know the truth. It's getting to that point where just, pressure bursts pipes. And they're scattering. They're trying to act like they didn't look crazy out here in these streets. And the problem with this little camera right here, the problem with this, hey, Gerard slipped. Listen, brother, that's breath of fresh air.
W name.
Just hit something about that.
The picture and everything too,
in the morning, it just hit different. So I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yes.
It's one of those things where you just see the people crumble. And the best part is the consistency that people on this platform have shown about this topic this entire time. Even when it was unflattering to a lot of people, right? Even when you have people come in this chat, question how much of a fan you are, question why you guys talk like this, and all these conversations. You see why we talk like this, because we saw this months ago. We saw it. We didn't know. That's the only thing. That's the only problem, though, right? I think for all of us up here, we all saw a result like that coming. Like we saw that type of performance on the horizon, but we just couldn't pinpoint when exactly it would happen. I think for the most part, we all guessed Liverpool, right?
Yeah, which it was, but because Liverpool are of a certain level. People always look back and go, "Oh, they're one of the better teams in the league. They have certain." There's a difference between losing to Mo Salah than there is to Brennan Johnson, Timo
Brennan Johnson, apparently,
I guess
the 3-0 feels different.
There's a huge difference in it. But when Salah's making a world class pass, which he did for the goal, and he set up 2 of the goals, you go, "All right, that's Mo Salah. You're the best right winger in the league." So there's kind of like a little bit of not an acceptance, but you're more understanding because you're like quality. But when Brennan Johnson's out there balling out, and Werner's balling out, and Solanke's balling out, you're just like, all right, enough is enough. And it's a Spurs side, not only that haven't been playing well, they're also their managers under pressure too, in regards to this conversation surrounding his job, and they come and just dominate. He didn't play a DM. I don't think people are realizing that how much disrespect he has, and how no respect he has for Ten Hag and Manchester United. He turned up to Old Trafford and didn't play a DM, and had 2 of them on the bench. Basuma was on the bench, Sarr was on the bench, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm playing an attacking 8 in Bentancur and 2 10s in Kulusevski and Maddison." Kulusevski's so much a 10 that he plays on the wing. Maddison's a 10, like an out-and-out 10. Ain't no makeshift thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's an out-and-out 10. And Bentancur's not even like he's a deep-lying playmaker who picks up the ball off the back 4. Like, no, he plays in the final third. He plays in the middle third. And he said, forget it, I'm busted. I've never seen that. If someone knows in the chat, let me know. I said it before the game. I've never seen in a Big Six game, a side go away from home and not play a recognized DM. Never seen it ever happen before. And Ange's attacking as he is won't do that against anyone else. He wouldn't go away to City, Arsenal, Chelsea, or Liverpool and do that. He would not do that. Gary, but he'll do it against us.
Anyone would do it against us. Anyone would.
Never seen, and he did it out of choice. It's not like there was injuries. It's not like it was an injury thing where you go, oh, Basuma's injured, Sarr suspended, so you have to play that. Didn't even play anyone defensive-minded light. Poro's attacking, Adogi's attacking. This guy just came out full out attack and said, we don't have to worry about them from a defensive standpoint. Our defense. Because we don't have United, it's terrible, but the goal conversation is crazy. A goal conversation is crazy. But big up to Leslie, first and foremost, for being a member of the channel for a month. Much appreciated, Leslie. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to Chic TV, RedUnitedTV. Both links are in the title as well. And Leslie, big up for the super chat, says we owe the Premier League goals. At this rate, we could score less than 30 goals this season. -3. Glad that Ratatouille is out for the next 3 games. Whoa. Let's run the losses flawless. I'd like a strapping t-shirt, please. Hey, man, it's almost over though, Leslie. I'm not gonna lie, I do think it's almost over.
When I said 40 goals, everyone thought I was crazy, man. Look at this. Facts. I'm telling you, we're going on the trajectory of 40 goals, man. I'm telling you, this is what it's going to be. Our manager relies too much on individual performances. I've said this time and time again too, where when individual performances when a player is not performing a certain way, or let's say he's decided not to turn up, you just see a drastic change in our performance. I can take some examples from this weekend too. One of our players who has been playing well, like for most of the games this season, was Diogo Dalot, and he didn't have a good game. And to be honest, he had a terrible game. And it's not just solely on him, but that's kind of the sum of how it's been going for us this season. When individual players do not perform, there's no team tactics that has been set up by Ten Hag in the first place that allows these players to perform as a team. We just rely too much on individual performances, and that's what's causing whatever it is at this moment. There's just no cohesion. There's half of the time these guys look like they've met each other for the first time on the pitch. Every time they play, they just met in the changing room. They don't know each other. I can't believe that these guys have been playing under this manager for 3 years, because it literally feels like every single time they've just met each other. They don't know each other. They've just been told to go out there and play, and they're gonna get a check at the end of the game, and they're just there. That's literally what it feels like. And these conversations you have in a first season for a manager. You don't have these conversations in a third season for a manager, but yet here we are having these conversations.
Yeah. And to Jim, before we go to Ivorian and get his thought, he says the problems at our clubs are multi-layered. Manager is not out there playing. Players under Ollie threw him under the bus. Whether you're Ten Hag in or out, it's the players that down too. Problems are multi-layered. I agree with you on that part, Jim. In regards to the manager not being out there playing, no, he's not, and players have to be held accountable. However, on the flip side, the manager also has to set up players in a way to the point where you are not solely relying on your individual ability, where I can be having an off day and a couple others can, and we'll still get through it. Not every game at City does De Bruyne, Foden, Haaland, Savinho all play well. Kovacic, no, same with Liverpool, with a Trent, a Robertson, a Salah, a Kanate, a Szoboszlai, a Jota, a Nunes. Because I've heard fans of those two clubs criticize those players, but they still picked up wins. So when a manager's setting you up in that way to go, so of course you are. And in regards to players under Ollie threw him under the bus, these are his players, Jim. These are his players. When we look at Onana wasn't under Ollie, Maserati wasn't here under Ollie, De Ligt wasn't here under Ollie, Martinez wasn't here under Ollie, Agate wasn't here under Ollie, Maino wasn't here under Ollie, Bruno Ten Hag made captain and they gave him a new deal. The Xerxes wasn't here under Ollie, Garnacho wasn't here under Ollie. So who's the players that's throwing him under the bus?
It's one of these situations where, and I'd love to hear maybe more of your outlook on this, Jim, because for me, when people say the players down tools, well, you can't have it both ways, right? Players who are of quality, no matter how much they down tools, right? You'll still see their quality. These players you're saying have down tools have never shown you any quality. But we champion them like they have some type of quality. For example, Ivorian will love this part. Marcus Rashford. Let's have a very honest and clear discussion about Marcus Rashford. I personally believe he's done. He's finished. He's got his money. He's content. I've never said he was worth it, though. Other people told me, told Flawless, told Sheik, this brother was going to score 15-plus Premier League goals this season.
I remember those conversations.
You can't, as a player of high quality, even if you tried your hardest without people thinking you were match fixing, look the way Marcus Rashford has looked the entire time here and think he was going to give you 15-plus goals this season. He hasn't down tools. He's just shown you less of what he can provide. I know that might sound like down tools, but down tools, in my opinion, is literally you just not even trying at a certain level. Where Marcus is trying, maybe a little bit less than he actually was, but it's still going to be the same shit.
And to Jim, none of these, before you carry on, Lindelof, Shaw haven't played.
They don't play. Like, again,
Lindelof, Shaw don't play. And Rashford, he co-signed, so I'm not hearing about it. That's on him. If Rashford is down,
gave him a contract. I'll give him a contract. Yeah, we're not even hearing about Rashford. He gave him a
Maguire's barely played too.
Maguire's played. When he plays, he looks the same. When he played
last year, he played majority, but that's because of injuries. I don't think he's not a starting center back for Ten Hag.
Yeah.
People have to give me clear-cut examples of players downing tools in football. Hey, since you've been watching football, for me to understand what you're saying, because he's never been at a high level and came down to here.
Big up, Jim.
Exactly.
He's been here.
Yeah.
And then he just came down a little bit less.
Eddie, Marcus Rashford has not had an assist. We're in October in 2024. Marcus Rashford has not had an assist in all of 2024. And we're in October.
Putting on performances like Saeed in that EAFC 25.
But all that breaking, Saeed lost 10-1 to Spurs at EAFC 25. Shout out Saeed, man.
That's what it looks like.
Saeed,
and he's Saeed on the PS5. That's what
that is Rashford, Joe. But you know what's crazy though? There will be people that if we did lose like that would still back the manager. If they did. 110%.
Motherfuckers just be out here writing letters, man. Like, this shit, I really don't understand this whole letter shit. I ain't even wrote a letter to a girl before in my life. We're out here writing letters to Ten Hag, bro. Like,
that's what you do when you're a kid, man. That's high school business, primary school, high school.
Yeah, bro.
Like, that's writing love letters, you know. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah, like
love letters.
Like you think they're just gonna they have like a inbox, they have like a PO box of just all letters, and they're gonna go to the PO box and be, oh, look, this person sent me a letter. Let me open it up real quick. No, they're looking at it and throwing it in the trash. Let's just be honest. That's what they're doing. Like, this letter shit ain't gonna work. I just don't understand why people think writing letters is gonna make a fucking change. Like, I just don't get it. But it's, hey man, you guys do you. Like,
outrageous. Yo, I've already, what you saying, man? Thoughts on the game? What we're hearing about Ten Hag in regards to. I've heard, you know what it's going to be like. Plenty of managerial potential options. We've heard if he gets sacked, Ruud's going to take over. Also heard that he's got 2 games to save his job. So much. So just your thoughts on everything that's going on currently.
It's been a mad week, man. It's been a mad weekend as well. Like, you know, I'm still feeling the pain from Sunday's defeat, you know. But again, are we surprised to see our team get destroyed, get run through like that? And certain players, when it comes to big games, never really show up. It's a Where's Waldo settings. Mr. Bruno himself disappearing as always, to the extent that he got himself sent off. That performance was.
Let me ask you: do you think let me ask you. Sorry,
Because we're going to do this. Do you think he did it on purpose again?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to ask.
You know my position. You know my opinion. Remember when it was the Liverpool situation? I said, you know what? Yeah.
You think he chipped it in? You think he chipped it in? Because I didn't ask Eddie at the time, because I knew Eddie knew. So I asked Sheik specifically, because I know Eddie's thoughts before I even asked him.
Because it's Bruno Fernandes, and the fact that he never turns up or shows that true commitment when it comes to big games, yeah. I felt like he did it on purpose. He said, let me slip. Let me slip. If I happen to catch his leg and get sent off, so shall it be. So shall it be. No, I genuinely believe that even though people say it wasn't a red card and he slipped, because it's Bruno, to me it's a red card. He deserves it. Because I want to see him not play 3 games. He needs some time off, time away.
No, we need no.
We need a break. We need a break.
Every game. He don't even get. He don't even get hurt. He literally plays like every fucking game, man. He don't like. I'm not saying that I'm wishing for him to get hurt, but it's just his injury record. He's only got injured twice in his whole career, and he plays like all the fucking time, man. So I hear it.
But in that game, it was embarrassing to lose in that kind of manner. And I understand that, we had a man down, but did we try? At times, maybe for about a minute or two, where we had a particular moment in the game where we looked like we could come back and probably equalize, which never materialized. It wasn't going to be. And then you look at the players as well. Again, we speak about it. This guy, I'm tired of him. Like we spoke about him down towards him. I just always thought Marcus Rashford has reached his level of ceiling and will never get to be that player that we all thought he could be. That be at that level of the Kylian Mbappe that we compared him to when the day he decided to son Kylian Mbappe and tap him on top of his head. We thought, that's the guy that would be better than Kylian Mbappe. But it never materialized, man. And I think people need to understand when it comes to Marcus Rashford, we knew his level 3 or 4 years ago when we realized that, this guy doesn't make the right decisions. He's inconsistent, when it comes to an opportunity where he has plenty of time to think about it one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He doesn't make the right decision. And then you can tell that he will never reach that elite level mentality, that elite level performances, because to be elite, everything you need to perform 8 out of 10, majority of the time, 7 out of 10. And we never got to see that with Marcus Rashford. And I believe he's at the level that he's supposed to be, and he will never get any better. And Manchester United should have cashed in when they should have. They should have never given him that contract. A lot of players play to their best of their abilities when they're in their final year because they want to prove that I should be here, give me a new contract. They're going to play for that money. And once they get that money, we've seen it a lot of times with Ozil. We saw that with Bruno Fernandes. We've seen that with so many players. They get their money and they don't care anymore.
And then we call that over here. What
do you call that over there? What do you call that in the
contract year? That contract year.
Yeah, basketball players know about that. NFL players do that.
He's gonna score 30 in the same day.
Yeah.
And then you have the manager who was useless with his system. There's nothing more I can say when it comes to Erik ten Hag. I honestly, genuinely think he's done. And I'm tired of this. Let's wait until international break to sack him. Sack him. I was expecting to sack him on Monday. In fact, sack him at the press conference, whisper in his ear while he's answering the questions. You lost the job. I expected that straight after the match to get sacked on Monday morning, because this let's wait until international break because we want the next manager to have an easy run. Fuck that shit. I want to see the manager straight in the deep end. I want to know whether the new manager is good enough, whether it's Ruud van Nistelrooy or not.
I'm 3 minutes to swim, nigga. Crazy.
No, swim. Look, how many times have we been put in a job? First week of the job, on the first day they'll be like, "I'm afraid you have to be on the till today." It's my first day.
I'll be like, "I'm new. What's going on? Don't be here by myself."
Come on.
Yeah, I dragged it out, man. I dragged out. Every job I did, I dragged out training for as long as possible. I dragged it out as long as possible. I don't know what to do.
Ain't nobody want to do training. That's why. I just want to go straight to the
I dragged out training for as long as possible. I can't go on the till.
Bro,
I don't know what
the nature of the job, we were used to be thrown in the deep end. So we want to know, because we had that situation where we waited until Jose Mourinho got sacked and then gave Oli the easy games. And then when he finally signed that contract and then he faced tough opposition such as Arsenal and lost straight away, we found out what he really was about. And you saw the way it ended. If it's going to be Ruud van Nistelrooy, which at the moment, at the present time, I hope it is, because I think that would probably please the fan as well to have Ruud van Nistelrooy. Not that just because he's a legend of the club or he's been an icon, club icon, it will please. It's the fact that he's had that opportunity of working with Louis van Gaal, being at Holland as an assistant manager, being a manager at PSV and done his bit. So he does have the know-how to do something at a club or a national team where winning is important. So again, throw him in and see whether he's got the tactics and the know-how. And because he's played for Manchester United, he knows what it takes. He knows the right things to say to the players. And sometimes when we watch Manchester United play, we don't see Eric Ten Hag. We see Ruud van Nistelrooy. So we already selected, made up our mind that Ruud is our manager, regardless of whether Eric Ten Hag is. So throw him into the deep end. And let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Why should I go for another week, lose to Porto, lose to Aston Villa, and then tell me that we can do a manager bounce? No, make the changes now. Because if you put in Ruud van Nistelrooy, we might not even lose to FC Porto. We might draw. We might get the W. We might get a surprising result. Do you want it to be a week where? Do you want it to be a week where Eric Ten Hag's back is up at the wall and he wins against Porto and wins against Aston Villa and everything goes back to normal again? Oh yeah, let's just keep him. I don't want that week. Make the decision now, and let's not wait until international break to make that decision. No, make the decision now so you can start planning for international break with the squad of how you want the squad to play if it happens to be a new manager, because no way, I can't have it. And then we're being linked with getting Scrubgate. Inzaghi I can take.
That's more so, but you have to take that with Southgate. That's a lot of rivals running jokes because I've seen Inzaghi's name. I've seen because the presser I've seen Inzaghi's name, I've seen Tuchel's name, I've seen Nagelsmann's name. Like like a transfer window when we're linked to literally everybody. We are going to get linked to every manager. I'm waiting for my name to pop up because of my record on pro clubs as a manager. Like we're going to get linked to everybody for real.
To answer to Nick's question, saying that I've ruined Oli paid for Man United and look what happened when he became manager. Oli was a scrub manager. He managed Mold and he managed Cardiff, got them relegated and went back to Mold and came back to Man United and went to Manchester United. He doesn't have any credentials as a manager, where Ruud van Nistelrooy has something. I'm sorry, but managing in the Dutch team, in the Dutch league, is greater than managing in Norway.
Facts.
Facts. Yeah. And Ruud van Nistelrooy probably has a better education in terms of management and coaching compared to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You look at what he did with PSV, finishing second, scoring the most goals in the Eredivisie. Again, to you, it might not mean anything, but to me, it tells me that he has the know-how to be a manager at a club that needs to win. And the fact that he was managing and sitting next to one of the best, one of the greatest, Louis van Gaal, and was an assistant and worked alongside with him, tells me that he can do a job here. He might have something. And you know what? Look at Arteta. Assistant manager to Pep Guardiola, went to Arsenal, and look at him now. So you just never know, man. Oli was just a scrub. I feel like Ruud van Nistelrooy is a better manager than Oli.
And here's the thing is with Ruud people, because I'm going to get to a few things in the chat. Ruud is interim, I like. Give Ruud the job permanently, no.
Yeah,
don't give him the job permanently, no. I'm not with it. But him as interim. Go on, Eddie.
That's my only thing. If you see some drastic changes, right? Things that we haven't seen since honestly the Sir Alex Ferguson days, or is there just you're just absolutely out?
No,
interim.
Let me say that. Let's say interim. Don't offer him. Wait till the end of the season.
Exactly.
Don't offer him no deal. Don't say he sack him and then from October to January we're flying, and then you make him the permanent manager at the end of January. Wait till the season is over, and if he's flying pretty much and does very good for the whole season, I'd hear it. I'd be like, all right, cool. You off merit, you deserve it. If we're performing well, good football, teams looking better, individuals are looking better, results are looking better as well. How we go and pick up a trophy. I will hear it. I still think there's better managers than him available, but it's merit. But please just don't give him a deal in the middle of the season. Don't offer him a deal in the middle of the season.
Don't do that.
We don't want that
Paris night. and then give him the job.
Yes,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
See it out to the end of the season and then review it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a night in Paris and it's like, all right, I'm about No.
To be honest, though,
no.
And I don't wait. One thing I have to say: if we do well under Ruud van Nistelrooy and he's kept W's, Rio Ferdinand, please don't go on to TNT Sport and tell the people. Give him that contract, man. Whatever he wants, sign it. Because he also wasn't only got that job. I don't want to hear it from Ruud. I want to. I don't want to hear it from
Ruud. Top man.
Yeah,
that's actually a pretty good impression.
That's a good impression.
That's a good impression.
That's
Ruud,
crazy.
man. Top man.
That's crazy.
I thought that was real for a hot second. Though. I thought that was real.
That's actually that is crazy.
That's close, That's close.
Crazy, sheep. That is crazy. And to Jim, who says all opinions are welcome, Ten Hag in or out or doubt, we should all be united and support. We all support the club. That's why we want him gone, because he's not what's best for the club. He's not what's best for the club, Jim.
Messing me up
He's woeful. He's not what's best for the club. Like that's clear as day to see is that keeping this manager is. So Jim, what should we do? Because you said here, do you trust these players on the road to turn it around? They might for a while. So they might for a while. After a few games, they'll drop. So Jim, what's the solution then? I'm asking you, what should Manchester United stick with Ten Hag? Is that the option? What should we do? And in regards to, I trust these players to play better than they are right now. Yes.
Yeah,
because there will be a manager bounce. Exactly. These players have to prove themselves again.
Even forget manager bounce, they'll just be set up in a better system, which automatically gets you a better level. So it's not about trusting the players, it's about the manager. If I set you up, it's like when we were just talking about working jobs. When I've done like jobs before this, if you give me free reign, I'm just going to fuck about and do as little as possible. You cannot give me free reign. So I tell you that I did not care when I worked 99.9% of the jobs I've done. And I've done more jobs than Uncle Rockets. I've had enough jobs before this, plenty of jobs. Some managers got great work out of me, great work ethic, productive work. Other managers didn't. You know why? It's because of how I was managed. If you give me free roll, football manager, and tick that, I will do what I want. I will do as little. Hour break, 2 hour break. You know what I'm saying? And that's me. 15-minute break, 45-minute break. Taking liberties. I'm supposed to be working. I'm going to sleep. All this type of stuff. I'm going to take liberties if you allow me to. Manage me. And some people have to be micromanaged. But again, it's all different. Go on, Eddie. Say what you're going to say.
But no, it's crazy you say that, because I still don't understand how people think supporting this manager is supporting the club. It's just supporting the manager. Because if I remove the name and I show you the results of what I have, and you're telling me you're supporting this, you're supporting the club, that doesn't make sense to me. Every statistical category we use to measure managers, he's bottom of the league. Right? And I think the biggest indictment for me on this manager is the look on other managers' faces when they lose to him. If you see their faces, it's like everything they've worked up to in football, they've just thrown in the trash by losing this one. That's why I love Thomas Frank so much. After every United loss, Thomas Frank can't believe that he lost. He has no clue how the hell it happened.
Yeah.
When I saw Marco Silva's face when Fulham lost, tears, people, real tears. Pep Guardiola. Pep, to be fair, that FA Cup, Pep was over football at that point, I think. He's like, yo, I got Grealish, don't know what time it is. If he could, he'd be playing football in shades. I got KDB sweating tequila out on the pitch, and we're out here talking about an FA Cup. He was done. He was over it. Boy was wearing, I think he had a sweater vest on in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, he did. He did in the middle of summer, yeah.
He was over it.
In the middle of the summer.
We have a manager who is stealing a living, and to the stewards of football, it is a disgrace anytime he sees a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah. Thomas Frank really does hate losing to us.
Look at Thomas
about the stuff he says. And what he says it openly as well.
Right, Eddie's right.
He says it.
That one hurts him a lot.
He says stuff that we were lucky.
He hates us with a
lucky. I
passion.
can't believe we lost that
Never
team.
give us
I
credit.
can't
He'll never
believe
give us
it.
credit. We could beat him 7 or 8-0, and he would never give us credit.
I can't believe we lost to them.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, brother, you coach.
And he opens, he says, Manchester United were not that good. They were never good.
That good.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
Time. His biggest smile I've ever seen on him against us was that 1-1 draw, because he did the same shit.
Yeah.
The same shit we be doing to him, he did to us. But he got murked out by 2 Scott McTominay goals in a matter of 3 minutes to lose a game. Distraught.
Yeah, he was.
Then I think it was Mason Mount puts this one up.
Oh yeah, the 1-1.
The
Yeah, it was the
1-1.
1-1 was it? Yeah, it's the 1-1.
Mason Mount puts his 1-1. Some scrub for them scores, and his face, the shining in his eyes, bro. Pause, but it was just, you could tell it meant something. It hit different. People don't believe in this manager, and soon Ange showed you. Flawless told you he did not play with the 6.
Yeah, he played no DM fam.
Because he understood what this manager was going to do before he even did it.
Yeah, he knew, like, he was like, yo, they ain't a threat going forward. You could just play all attackers.
Give me the ball. Clear out. 1 foot flat. Foz know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 1 foot flat, yo. He said, yo, ISO. He said, get out the way. ISO said, get out the way. He said, get out the way. I got this. Give me the ball.
I got this.
Said, Ten
Hag on the ISO.
You was about to, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
That's what they did when Van de Ven ran to our midfield.
About to hit with the... You know what I'm saying? He was a highlight reel and that, yo. He's about to put you on a poster, man.
Oh, my God.
Crossed him up, stepped over, walked out, popped the collar one time. Show that to your grandkids.
Shot the Fox.
This is what I'm saying. People, we have a manager who got us out here looking foolish. And he's the only one who doesn't realize it.
Yeah, he don't. And all of a sudden in the interview, you don't want to talk about progress, because we all watched, for those that was on the watch along on the playback, we all watched Ten Hag's interview, and the interviewer asked him, "Oh, so do you see the team progress?" And he's like, "Oh, today's not the time to talk about progression right now." It's like, "Oh, now you don't want to talk about it."
Yeah,
I did a Google.
I'm sorry.
I did a Google. There was at least 10 instances after loss where he mentioned progress.
And I'm just like, bro, you're 6 games into your 3rd season, motherfucker. What do you want to talk about? If you don't want to talk about progress, then what are we talking about? Like, you're in the 3rd year, and you're in the 6th game of your 3rd season. You spend ample amount of money, but you don't want to talk about progress. Oh, but when they asked you about Jadon Sancho, you couldn't keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut.
Someone made that point. It's like, oh, you all stuttering, but when it was Sancho, you was fluent.
But when it was Sancho, you couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you? Yeah, you were spitting, huh? When it was Sancho, huh? Like,
fluent. Your English was. You did not mispronounce a word. You did not miss a sentence. You did not miss a verb. You did not miss a letter.
For real,
clear as day. You was crystal clear. English was great. Big up him as well.
And big up nothing, bro. Like
another break in Saeed lost to Porto 5-2. Oh yeah, Saeed get him.
No, this Warriors trolling, man. They can't be. What's next? Aston Villa. Nah, he's trolling.
Yeah, he can't keep his job.
He's about to get sacked before 10 Hag. He's gonna get sacked before 10 Hag. That's crazy.
Hey, big up to him for the super chat. He says 17.5 for freedom. This is Eddie's title,
by the way.
Eddie's now, you know what I'm saying? That's now his role on Man United podcast. Yeah. Eddie's now the chief guy when it comes to, you know, titles.
I do it for the people.
For the culture, man.
And you know it's crazy. I wrote in the group chat. I was like, "Yo, Tyler." Eddie wrote this quick. You know it was less than a minute, and he said,
"He had it in drafts already. He had it in drafts already."
Listen. Now I know how Harriet Tubman felt. I'm out here leading my people to the promised land, my boy.
Oh my!
17.5, and we will get there. We will be free. I'm showing y'all to the North Star. I'm showing y'all what it looks like. It's good on that side, people. Come on, man. I know the vibes now, but
I said I feel like Harriet Tubman, yo. And to Jim, I know you're new here. Foul language happens on this channel from time to time, but it's Sarcasm City. But there's
Sorry, Jim.
There's no malice.
I didn't say it to anyone. I was just saying
you saying it. Yeah. There's no malice whatsoever. There's no malice.
Jim, here's the thing. We appreciate different perspectives as long as you present them respectfully.
Respectfully. Exactly.
We ain't had no problem with you saying, Jim. We just going back and forth, boss. You ain't got to worry about it.
And to Jim, because you're new here, I know this is your first time here, you said putting all the blame on Ten Hag is pointless. At the same time, he does make mistakes and bad tactics. This club also has player power. Look at what a disgrace Sancho was. Ain't getting into the Sancho thing, but in regards to we don't put all the blame on Ten Hag, but that's the topic of conversation. We literally, Ivorian said Bruno chucked it in. So you know what? We'll go there actually. Sheik, we'll go to you. Do you think Bruno Fernandes got sent off on purpose?
You know what, Wallace? Honestly, whether he did or not, it doesn't even fucking matter at this point. Because like it's whether he did whether he did or not, like it honestly doesn't even matter. Like I'm glad I don't see him for the next 3 games. Like this could slowly be like I'm gonna get a feeling of how it feels like to not have Bruno for 3 games. And I don't know. I have a good feeling about it. Like I'm excited. I'm excited to see how United are going to be, and this could potentially this is what the future could look like. And it's like the promised land for me, a United team without Bruno. So I get a glimpse of it for 3 games. So I'm looking forward to it. But I honestly think he did it on purpose. If I'm being real, I think he did it on purpose.
So you reckon we were getting battered? We were 1-0 down. It was looking bleak, and he said, "Forget this. Let me get myself sent off."
Yeah, he said he looked at the weather. He said, traffic's probably not that much outside of, the stadium at this moment. If I get sent off right now, I could still probably make it home. And he just wanted to go home and chill. He don't want to be under, that weather and under that storm.
So the captain who understands what it means for the club and will die for the badge and cover every blade of grass and get his shots dirty and will do whatever it takes to win. Thrown it in 1-0 at home to Tottenham Hotspur, who was sat in 10th.
See, the thing is, Wallace, all those things that you've just said, right? When has he done any of that for us?
Yo, that's
if you think about it, what all those things that you just said, the captain, this, that, when has he done any of that for us? When has he ever turned up in a big game?
Never.
He's never turned up in a big game. Like it's not even just this. We had these conversations when he wasn't captain. Now that he is captain, it's even worse.
Yeah,
because now it's like you are the captain and you're still not performing. Like out of everyone, we expect you to try to keep the team together, but you're the one who's dipping out first. Yeah. You're the one who leaves first when the going gets tough. So it's like, yeah, man, we can't.
So you're saying he knew the army was gonna lose the war, and he's the general, and he said, "I'm out."
And you know what? And that also kind of tells me that he's also one who doesn't believe in Ten Hag. He doesn't believe that Ten Hag can turn things around. That's why I'm sitting here thinking, and this is obviously just like this is just my opinion. Like whether he did it or not, I don't know, but. I feel like he's also one who's given up on this manager and given up on this regime because of what he did. Why would he want to? We're 1-0 down. We could easily get back into this game. Like it's a home game. Crowds in our advantage. All that type of stuff, right? And forget about how we've been playing and all that type of stuff. You turn up. You just want to turn up for these type of games. We've said that like time and time. We've done that before. We've lost like 2 on the bounce, and then we'll go play a Liverpool or an Arsenal, and we'll actually have a decent performance. We've done that before. This is one of those games where I thought maybe it might be one of those things too. Liverpool, when we played them earlier, I thought maybe it's one of those type of games too. But this guy just gave up, and a lot of these players just gave up. And 1-0 down to Spurs with the way that Spurs have been playing, and you mentioned it too. No DM, none of that stuff. We could have done something in that game, but bro just gave up. And this is our captain, the one person that everyone's supposed to look up to, that the young players are supposed to look up to in our team. Gave up. He gave up. He was the first one to give up. So. Yeah, man, whether he did it on purpose, to be honest, at this point, like for me, it's just pointless. This guy shouldn't be here. Like I'm excited to see him not be in the team for 3 games and stuff like that. But it's like Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm sick and tired of it, bro. It's
a man in the chat is saying that Mount's injured. Is that the case? Please let me know. And somebody else mentioned about the Dutch pundits and what they said. I did see the quotes from Schneider. If someone can drop the comments, drop the quotes in the comments, much appreciated. But there's over 80 people in the building. Run up the likes, people, because we're only at 54 likes. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Let's run up the likes. Make sure you subscribe to the man them as well. RedUnitedTV, Chic TV. Both links are in the title. Both links are in the title. All their links are underneath in the description, not just on this show, every other show, and on the featured channel page as well. So subscribe to Chic TV, subscribe to RedUnitedTV, and subscribe to Sarcasm City TV as well. And we're also going live on the playback. I won't be, but Steve's over there, 15 minutes for the Salzburg versus the Salzburg game, people. That's going on over there. So yeah, man, make sure you go lock in.
I think I know
yeah. That's why I didn't say it, because I was like, it's gonna start saying Stad versus Brest. That's what's going on, people. That's the game that's going on. It's Stad versus Brest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why this guy's shaking his head. He said 60 league goals. Yes, Leo, what are you telling me, man?
Reality, man. What, my G?
Hey, 7 league goals. 7 league goals.
Leon, give us the reality, bro. Why do you have to unleash the sport, bro?
Leon, give us away.
Well gone, people.
Give us the reality.
Well gone, people. Let me just check the title just in case you just jump out. So
no. Leon, Leon, this is what happened. I no longer name the title. Eddie is the guy who gives us the title.
Big up Eddie, man. Big up
it's Eddie's job. See how I can delegate. You know what I'm saying? I delegate.
How is everyone anyway? How is everyone?
See, Ten Hag, listen to Flawless. He delegates.
He delegated to someone who's better at the job than I am.
Yeah.
It's the title.
Is this another scrub talk?
Yeah, scrub talk, man. United.
From now on, it is scrub talk. From now on,
yeah, it's always scrub talk. From now on.
Eddie, what are you saying, man? You seem to be further and further into the corner of that room, man. Further away. What's going on?
Week after week after week.
I'm telling you, 17.5 ways to freedom, bro. That's it. That's it. This is me relaxed. This is me relaxed, man. Yeah.
I feel like you guys have got it wrong, man. I feel like the red card really changed the game. I feel like Bruno's a pivotal
you see his name, people, underneath his name where it says just here to troll. Yeah.
And I feel like as well, the GA speaks for itself. I feel like he's a key man. I mean, he's in the top 5 midfielders for probably penalty conversion in the last 7 years. So I feel like he buys a lot of fouls. I feel like he's a leader, questionable, but yeah, I feel like I know what you're on about. I feel like if he was on the pitch, he would have definitely scored a free kick.
Definitely. And bear in mind, people, Leon's name, you see it there, it says just here to troll underneath, so it lets you know. Yeah. And to Dunn, like I say, Eddie getting a lot of love. Eddie made the title. Shout out my guy Don C. Like I said, Eddie's now putting the titles together.
I know for the people.
/ Scrub Talk podcast, 110%. And big up to Hannah as well. You joke, man. We'll subscribe to Hannah. Leon, thoughts on the game as well, man. Thoughts on thoughts on the game. Ten Hag, when do you think he'll be sacked? Because it's a question of when, not if.
When do I want him to, or when do I think?
No. We know you want him gone now. We all want him gone now. But when do you think it will happen?
I think my prediction's still going to stand, to be honest with you. I think it'll be Christmas.
Yeah, from Christmas time. You actually makes it to December. Okay.
Because I feel like this whole exercise right now is down to money. And if it goes on longer than... I'm on the fence right now. Big up Tyrone. I ain't on that fence, but I'm on the fence. I feel like
that's a different fence.
My fence is on the trust of Ineos. It's fading because if they don't make a decision, if they long it out till Christmas, then I'm like, even if you made the right decision, you took long to get there. So don't try to sell me in propaganda to say you brought in all the right football people, and then when it's time to pull the plug, because when I was listening to the Straight Jacket podcast yesterday, Musa reminded me that. They've put 2 football managers in his coaching team. So Rennie and Rude are football managers, either managed to a level. So what we're looking for right now, people, for the realistic United fans, because I've seen I've seen this clip. Have you seen the clip in AG as well? Where he lost his head?
Yeah.
I've not watched the clip, but I've seen it get posted. Him and Staffy, right?
Not good.
I've seen Staffy loses.
So what? So why did it without good? Like, what actually happened? Like, there was debate.
So obviously,
Ten Hag,
I
and then he
think
went west.
I always look for context in it,
both.
so I'd ask him directly and stuff like that and stuff it. I know them two don't get on anyway from a previous stream a while ago, so I think that's been. Do you know what I mean? Somebody flipped the cat.
That's been brewing.
They were having a conversation about something, and then Neji basically called him a dumb fuck. Like on
he called him a dumb fuck.
Yeah. And then it just went bad from there. Yeah.
That to me, Neji's my guy, but that's unnecessary, and I'll tell him that straight. Do you know what I mean? That's not good. Do you know what I mean? So we don't want to see that. But
can I say something though, Leon? Since you're talking about the money thing, right? I don't really know too much about how all this like paying out and all that type of stuff works. But from what I see is, how does this make sense from what Ineos were trying to do in the first place? Because when I heard that they were trying to go for Roberto De Zerbi, it was also a money issue. And then I heard they didn't want to sack him because the payout would be crazy. Yet we're still in conversations of you to sack him, and you're going to pay him 17 million for him to leave. So it's like, you first said it was a money issue to sack him, yet you're going to do that still in the first, like, anyway.
Yeah, this is
what I
don't understand. That's something I just don't understand.
Because you know why we don't understand it? Because it's all an excuse. If they wanted to get rid of him, they would.
That's what I think as well.
17.5 million. How much money did we just spend in the window?
Exactly. We spent
over 100.
Like, way over.
Yeah, so
this is the way I see it. This is the way I see it, basically. Yeah. I was surprised that it's 17.5 million. I thought it was going to be less than the original fee that we had in the summer, but obviously it couldn't have been because they've extended the contract. So I thought it was going to be about 9-10 million. That's what I thought it was going to be. When it said 17, I was like, what the hell did you negotiate? Because rumors were in the summer it was about 9 million to get rid of him, right?
It was like 7 to 9 million, something like that.
So I googled what did De Zerbi go to Marseille for? Bearing in mind, obviously, I get it. You're going to get a low wage at Marseille, blah blah blah. 5.5 to 6 million was the first source that I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. People know. Correct me in the chat. So I thought 3 million increase. Let's just say De Zerbi came to United and said he wanted double, because it's art of negotiation. When you know somebody's got more money, when you know they're in a more of a power position, you're not going to ask for what. You're not going to ask for what you know what I mean? He wouldn't come to United and ask for 6 million that he got at Marseille. He would ask for let's just 12, yeah. So you sacked Ten Hag and then you had to pay another 12, so you're like 20 million down. So I get why they didn't do that. Me personally, I would have sacked Ten Hag and I would have gone with somebody with the company. So company, I would have gone for somebody. I would have gone to another league and I would have gone 2-3. Because really, right now, in how shit we are right now, is there a risk in employing a manager for 2-3 million quid who gets it wrong? And you look at his profile and you go, at least he's going to coach the players better.
Yeah.
Going to keep the morale up. He's going to add a bit of value to the squad. Because right now, Ten Hag is decreasing the value of everything. So it's the
for sure.
The money we're going to, like, right now, they need to get to a point where it's like 17 million, but how he's losing us more. We don't get in the top 4. The players are reduced in value.
Players don't want to come. Like, we're losing.
Yeah, if we finish 10th in the table versus 6th, that's big money as well. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like they're trying to be smart with the money aspect because they don't have money. Hence why in the summer they were cutting deals and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like a business.
It costs you more in the long run.
Exactly. If
fuck that shit, man.
If we're in a shop right now, and we've got, like, my brethren who own a Turkish shop, they've gone from serving shawarma, lamb, chicken, blah, 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 grill, and now they've put a pizza oven in. If nobody's buying the pizzas, but you spent $5,000 on the oven and the extra fridge or whatever, you have to get to a point where it's like, it's not even worth me having that in the space, innit? So I have to kind of sell that off for $2,000, lose the $3,000, but then carry on. So it's that process. Right now, it's just a fucking mess. Like, it's just they are losing credibility by the day by not getting rid of him because they've tried to say clean slate. I get it. They tried to give everybody in the club another chance. I understand that point. Yeah. I don't agree with it, but I understand what they're trying to do. Yeah. But you are losing credibility because we all know, I'm at the point now where I know 50 managers that would do better than him. I could go to Bundesliga 2 and find somebody, watch them play a couple of games and be like, he could implement as a coach. This is why if you go on Said's really put earlier, Said put a reel. I'll read you what I put on the reel.
Go on. Go on.
I'll comment on the reel, Kasai put like reminiscing. Hopefully, we can get back to the Fergie days and stuff. You know, he's emotional. You know what I mean? Emotional.
Yeah, man. He walked past the stadium. We know what Saeed's like, man. You know what? Nah, you know what it was? Nah. You know what he said Sunday? He said, "Meet me in the car park." So he went back to make sure no one was there. That's why. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? He did after that video, people. But yeah, it is what it is.
He was just chatting shit.
So basically, he put reminiscing. I hear it, bro. Don't watch. The time will come when we get a competent coach, capital C, and play good football and win trophies we deserve. So that right now, yeah, Ineos have got to get to the point now, yeah, where the unrealistic fans are like, oh my God, who's going to do better than Ten Hag? Who would you get in world football? Who's going to take us on to a challenge? You're thinking way ahead of yourself. What you need to be of the mindset of is who's going to come in now and lay a proper foundation? Who's going to get the morale up, coach the players, solidify our value as a squad, e.g. bring players through at the right time, get the best out of the players that we don't think are as good. You know what I mean? Use the Maguires and the Lindelofs in the games that we need them, but then also have them at a sustainable value that they get sold off. Use Eriksen in the right way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, use Casemiro in the right way, but then also bring through your Euros, your Amads, your Zertskis. And to me, there's so many coaches that will do that. So you need to pull the plug, because if you don't, you're going to write off a season where we all know any of these 20 to 50 coaches I'm talking about in other leagues. Like, I know for a fact the guy at Brighton could come in here now, probably challenge for top 4, even if he got 5th or 6th close. I know he could do that.
Or right at least much better than what we're doing right now. Because right now our team lacks basics, and people are trying to tell me like no coach can come in and do a better job. What? Yeah. Any coach can come in and teach our team the basics, because we lack basics at the moment.
That's because they're looking for a coach that goes on to do some
do more. Yeah. I get that.
Like, so stupid. Like, we were 8th. It's with
See, and I've said this before too. We're acting like we're trying to make a jump from a club that's competing for top 4 to a title. No, we just came off of our worst year ever. Why are we acting like shit's fine? Like, shit's not fine. Like, everything was on fire last year. Our house was on fire last year. Like, everything was bad. So it's like, this is how, and this Ineos thing, man, it kind of like, it doesn't make sense. When they took over Nice, you sacked their manager and you got a new one. This is a much bigger investment for you. This is a much bigger investment for you.
Maybe,
and I get it. A bigger investment. You want to be more careful, and you want to like make right decisions and stuff like that. But still, because this is your bigger investment, this is what you should be thinking about the most. Like, this is your biggest thing that you've done in a while. So it's like,
and Jim Ratcliffe will eventually sack Erik ten Hag. It's his investment. He every match day he's looking as sad as Eddie's looking right now, looking into the wilderness, Eddie's looking super sad like Jim Ratcliffe. Do you know how many times we've seen that from Jim? And Jim can't do that. He's old man. He's got his health to consider and his mental health as well. So
you know what's crazy, Ivorian? He did the same thing last year too, though. He did the same thing last year too, though. Towards the end of last year, they were all at the games and they were watching and they were seeing us concede 20 shots every single game. Yet they looked at all of that. They saw every single thing from 4K HD right there. They were right there looking at all of that. And they still said, yeah, let's keep him. They looked at all of that and said, sure, let's keep him.
Maybe it's because of those stupid Manchester United fans who wrote that.
No, that's got nothing to do with it.
It's money.
Or the fact that
it's money. It's financial.
And also the backlash.
Yeah. It's financial. It's for sure financial because they looked at a different manager. So the idea to sack him was there. It's not like it was out of possibility. They talked to other managers. They were looking for other managers. The whole De Zerbi thing was also financial. We heard that the reason why he didn't join United was financial, because terms or whatever, all that type of stuff. So what it looks like to me is they just took the easy way out. They took the easy door. They said, this is probably what's best for us at the moment. I'm sure like they probably were like, okay, the fan base and all that, they went through the year that they did last year. If it happens again, we just sack him. They'll be okay with it because they want him to go.
Well,
if
it's
it
okay
happens,
for them
we
to
just
sack them now.
Yeah,
it's okay. There won't be no backlash. Sorry, but Old Trafford booed at half time. They were jeering at full time, and that tells me it's okay to sack him. The fans are okay with it. There's no need to just wait. But like I said, sack him now, man. I'm tired, man. I don't want to go on Thursday and see Erik ten Hag in the dugout, and on Sunday and get embarrassed again, and have a horrible week, and then wait 2 more weeks to get embarrassed again. Sack him now.
You know what's coming every single time, exactly.
Guys, have you seen my thumbnails of all my match reactions? We've played 10 games. it's a lot of pain, little joy. I'm not smiling. 9-10 games. I'm just sad.
There's more to life, Ivorian. You have to
Smile.
For every
Listen, Manchester United is my life.
For every 3 shocked looks Ivorian and hands in face, Ivorian puts up, there's 1 smiling photo.
Yeah.
That's a terrible ratio. 3 to 1.
And that tells me we need to sack him. We've had a bad start of the season.
Can I just say as well, yeah? They tried in business, you can take risks. They took the wrong risks. What they tried to do is they tried to get an extra player in and not get rid of the manager, because they tried to put the squad build and the future players they see within their plans. What they should have done, really, in hindsight now, go get yourself a cheap DM or a cheap playmaker deep, or a number 8 that's like can run with the ball, and fuck the Agati thing off. It wasn't worth it. Like, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to be worth it in the long run. So I feel like, for me, I get it. Why you would? I get it. What I was going to say,
because you favour Zanderberg, so you saying that it would have been a better idea if you just get.
I just feel like if you look at what they did with Euro and Delit, and I'm calm. Mazraoui, smart business, because you make a little bit of money and he's competent on the
smart
ball.
business. He was.
He's quite smart. But Zertsky is one of them where you have to grab him because he'll just go on to another club and do. It's one of them where you one buy in the window. Euro and Zertsky, for me, you got to grab them too if you get the opportunity. Yeah, but with Agate, to do somebody with a very specific profile that would work within a team that's probably like if City had all the pieces bar Agate, maybe that would work. Yeah, but I feel like for us, I would have risked that. I said it in the summer. I would have risked it and bought 2 youngsters. I would have gone to another league and gone 7 million on him and 15 million on him. I would have just risked 2 people and doubled up in that area with different profiles. Because we see Brighton do it all the time. We've seen Caicedo come through. We've seen Ricardo Rios was in the window for about 15 million quid. I rate him. Do you know what I mean? Even like people like Manu Kone and the kid who went from Monaco to AC for Fana and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You could have done smart, but they risked it. They risked the manager route. And the problem that they found now is they're trying to penny pinch with this route now, and it's not going to work. It isn't going to work. So for me, you cut your losses. You put someone like Rude and Rennie in. You give them till the end of the season. And for me, guys, a realistic target is top 6. I think we can go further, but I think to start off with top 6, a plus 10 to 15 goal difference, and an actual system on the pitch.
Yeah, we're definitely capable of finishing. We're definitely capable of that. We're definitely capable of finishing top 4. I keep saying this. We had our worst ever league season last season. We were 9 points away from top 4. We lost 14 league games. And we were 9 points away. So if we would turn 3 of those 4, just 3.
No, that's mad. That just shows the standard of how much the league's dropped since we were kids.
Because
that's
you know
crazy.
what it is? It's not even dropped, Leon. It's just that top 4. People act like I never sit here and say, oh, we should get top. Top 4 should be mandatory. Getting top 4 should just be ordinary. It's the base level. It's not the ceiling, it's the floor. That's where we're at. It's the floor. It's not even the floor, it's the basement. Like what we talking about here. Finishing top 4.
Clubs of like this magnitude is really not that hard.
It should just be, like what we talk like you literally.
What do you need mathematically to finish top 4? You only need
normally
70
normally 70
around
points.
70
It
points.
varies.
So if you're in the mid 60s,
like
you're
75.
close. You're in the shout. So
Yes.
it's not even that high, really. So
It was 70. I think it was 70 last season. I think when I've looked at this over the past few seasons, 70 points more often than not.
That's like 2 points a game less.
Yeah, it's really not so like, and we were 9 points off it last season. I lost 14 league games. I don't know how many drew, and we were woeful.
We got packed out. We got packed out by Bournemouth. We got packed out by Crystal Palace. That's 6 points right there. We had the 2-0 against Tottenham. Gave that up. That's a point right there. Like it's attainable. That's my thing. Like, and I'll concede this point because I've been resistant to this point that Ineos, got it wrong. I kind of think that they just had their hands tied in certain situations that they couldn't get out of. But at this point in time, when we've seen what we've seen from this manager, and there's literally no excuse for him to be here, I have to look at y'all crazy. Because one thing I don't appreciate, especially in sports business, is blind loyalty. Because when y'all are making that much money for playing a kid's game, I believe there should at least be some higher stakes, a higher level of responsibility on not only the athletes but the coaches to bring it on a night-to-night basis. If you can't even get them to do that, what are you here for?
Yeah.
The man doesn't even know our best 11.
Yeah. After how many games? 80
3
games.
years.
It's mad.
3 years, 600 million plus. You still don't know what our best 11 is. And newsflash, they're not the players that you like.
Yeah.
You can't make this shit up, people. He has nowhere to hide. I can't think of any other manager who's been given as much responsibility, who wanted as much responsibility, people, because again, they love to point out that the club, the structure was all bad. When he said it out of his own mouth, if I did not believe in the structure, I would not have come to Manchester United.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
True.
People, your man's has made the block hot and is wondering why the feds are here.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
Facts.
You just want to go in the UK. Y'all just want to go beef with these kids in the shopping center, and y'all got CCTV all over the place, and you trying to figure out how the hell they find us. Looking for the camera.
Right in front.
Hey, man. All these
like you brought out a machete, you brought out what you call the zombie knife, and then didn't even make it back to the block where you took the bodies off. You made it maybe a block away.
No. On top of that, Eddie, they even looked at the camera, took their mask off, and smiled and said, "Yeah, that's
fine." You know what?
And wonder why.
You know what they did? They did the Casanova thing when he was telling the story on Vlad TV when he rubbed the store. Yeah, he rubbed the store with his hoodie. You know what I'm saying? He would have a mask on, zipped it, had the hoodie, was ran out, money flying everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Ran to a block not too far away. You know what I'm saying? There was a gal who he knew, knocked on her house, was talking mad shit. You know what I'm saying? Police knock on the door. He drops the gun out the window. The police burst in. He trying to do all types of foolishness, burn his top on the stove, put the money in the Xbox. And the police go, I don't know why you're doing all that. He's like, we caught the gun, right? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I didn't even hear the gun click. They was waiting at the window. He dropped the gun out the window and they caught the gun. They caught the gun. Hilarious story. You lot need to go watch Casanova on Vlad TV. Hilarious story, by the way. But yes, they caught the gun. That's Ten Hag. He threw the gun out the window and they caught the gun. And he's like, how did you know I was here?
We saw you go in there.
We saw you.
You even waved at us. You even waved at us and says, "Hello, police officer. How you doing?"
We can't score goals. We saw you spend 72 million on a striker.
Yes, facts.
And we can't score goals.
Mm-hmm. What are we talking about here? And big up to Singers King for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says big up the gang. Would you guys take Inzaghi? And the thing is, I don't know. To big up for the super chat. Appreciate it, Singers King. I don't know too much about Inzaghi, but I hear good things. I know he's won multiple league titles. I've only watched him in the Champions League, but yeah, he wouldn't be my first choice. But I wouldn't be against it if it happens. I need to do more research because at this point, not only do I want successful football and results and trophies, I need better football. I've been in hell for years. It's been over a decade. I can't remember the last time since Fergie, nobody has played good football. Mourinho had a spell when he was playing good football when we were for Chester United. Van Gaal was just possession for possession's sake. We had a season where we scored 48 league goals. That tells you all you need to know about Louis Van Gaal. Ollie, the less said, the better. Ten Hag, even when we had this first season, the football wasn't good, but you accept it because it's the first season. So it's like, get me a possession-based manager. Get me a possession-based manager, please, who's on the front foot. I'm tired of teams dictating to us. I want to dictate to teams how we play.
Flawless. I want a manager who can implement the 4-3-3 system, not this 4-2-3-1 that I've been seeing for a good 10 years, man.
Implement any system you. Just keep the ball.
That's what.
I just want to know when I just want us to be able to keep the ball and create opportunities.
Basics, man.
That's where I'm at with it. Perfect, but I'm not against Inzaghi. What you man saying? Would you take Inzaghi?
Yeah,
I would take him. Yeah,
I would take him. Inter's quite solid defensively, structure right. He's tactically astute as well. So I will take him.
Yeah, Inter are a very good team. Inter are a good team. Inter are
they're a good team. I don't doubt that. They are a very good team. I think they're one of the best in Europe, 100%.
Yeah, I would take Inzaghi. My pick, though, I've said this since last year too, is Nagelsmann. I would take Nagelsmann at the club. I think Nagelsmann would be the guy.
Who's your top pick, Ivorian?
You know,
let's say before you answer
Uh-huh.
that question as well, when I say
go
that,
on,
we're
go
talking
on.
about Rude being the interim till the end of the season, and then next season we get a manager in at the start of next season.
Yeah, my dream manager, I've always said it, which he will never come to England because he doesn't want to be here, is Zinedine Zidane.
First. I hear that. Eddie, what are you saying?
Mine's been Inzaghi for a long time. I think his football matches well with the direction that modern football is going into, where it's because the individual talents, the more you see it, they're coming a dime a dozen. They're not as frequent as they used to be. Like, you remember them days, like Newcastle would just show up with a new blonde-haired African brother who could just cook for like 30 minutes. And it's like, where the hell did he come from? You remember that? It's just like, those days are cooked. So I think Inzaghi brings structure, and more than anything, I think he's going to hold players accountable at a level we can all understand. The biggest problem with Ten Hag is we couldn't all understand his level of accountability, because you say one thing about this player, you say one thing about that player. Marcus Rashford is out here doing Lord knows what.
Yeah.
And not a damn thing's being said. So I think he'll be an adult in the room. But I like the Nagelsmann shout because he really impressed me in the Euro, right? He lost to a team in Spain that ended up winning the tournament. So there's no real love lost there. But that football, I don't know how sustainable it is, because you're always going to give at the pace that he plays, you're always giving the other team opportunity to get back in the game. So that's my only thing. I think Inzaghi number one, Nagelsmann would definitely be my second choice.
Yo, Rashford.
What are you saying?
I was just gonna say Rashford out here looking like me when I was younger with my mum. I knew I was getting a beating when I got home in it, but you just have to, you know what I'm saying? Because my mum was never the reacting type. So if I play up in the supermarket, she's like, "All right, cool, I'll speak to you later." You don't want, "I'll chat to you later." You don't want that, because basically what you're doing is you're just waiting shook for the time when she goes, "Can I have a quick chat with you?" when you're at home, and you're like, "Oh." And she's like, and they're calm with it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, go upstairs, grab that, cool, come down. You literally get in the weapon you're gonna get. Can you do me a favor? Give me that hanger out there. Yeah, you have to select it. Yeah, you know them ones. That's mad. Yeah. But man. What was the question?
Oh, the super chat. Would you take Inzaghi as manager?
Of course, quality manager. Yeah. I'm not really bothered about name managers. I'll be real with you, because I want to take the low risk route. I just want to take someone that can communicate with the players, get some coaching across, because when you're rebuilding a squad, I believe you can do that with your management style as well. Of course, you can bring in somebody that is ready. They'll buy the players they want and implement the system. I want to try something new as well at the same time. So would I take Inzaghi? Would I take Nagelsmann? I don't rate Nagelsmann as much, but I would take Inzaghi definitely. But even with like the managers, I wanted to do the low risk thing. Put them on like a less than a £5 million a year contract. Let them produce something. If it doesn't work, oh well. They've added a bit of value to the club and move on, innit? Because like United fans are so desperate for instant success. It's just not going to work like that. It's not going to work.
You know what I just want? I just want a team that keeps the ball well.
Yeah, even if we lost all this and we played well, I wouldn't mind.
Just give me a team that keeps the ball well, just as a starter, please.
I think for me, the biggest red flag for me when Ten Hag was starting was the way he handled Bruno. I think honestly, me going forward, especially if he's going to be here, that's going to be how I measure a lot of managers going forward. Do you let this guy just do whatever the hell he wants on a continuous basis, or do you actually implement some control, some authority as the manager, and put him in a position that he can't wiggle his way out of?
Exactly.
Like, it's getting to a point now where it's just ridiculous with this guy being able to do whatever the hell he wants. Meanwhile, we're wondering why we can't control matches, why we can't hold on to the ball. Exhibit A.
It's because Eddie, like I said, we rely too much on player performances. Ten Hag thinks that if I just put Bruno out there, if I put Rashford out there, if I just put Garnacho out there, that something could happen. What he probably thinks in terms of selection is that whether Garnacho, Ahmad, or Rashford did well in training, it doesn't matter. In his head, Rashford's better than both of them, so he's going to pick Rashford. He thinks Rashford's a better footballer, so he's going to pick Rashford because he relies on players' performances. That's just as simple as it is. That's why there's no cohesion in the team at all. It literally feels like they've all met each other for the first time every single time, man, because all he does is just he puts players out there thinking these individual players can produce some moment of quality in the game which could change it, rather than me focusing on how I can get the best out of all of them if we play as a team. And that's always the problem. And that's why when Rashford doesn't have a good game, which has been so many games, we've been this way. And this is not just him. This is so many players. Bruno doesn't have a good game. Bruno's he's on. Manager doesn't take him off because he thinks, I don't know, Bruno has enough quality to just in 1 second change the game for whatever reason. Like, I just don't get it.
Right. Before you go, big up to Double A, man. Hey, Double A, if you're about, let me know and I'll send you the link. Make sure you subscribe to FC Double A every single time. Jim, that's up as well. And just quickly to this, because man is talking about the 17 point. It's not a lot of money. It's costing us. At Manchester United, like, costing us a lot of money. When I say it's costing us a lot of money, look at what it's doing to the team right now. Cut your losses.
Yeah.
17.5 million or this. Look at what is going on right now. Where are we in the league?
Page 2. Page 2. You have to flip the page to see Manchester United.
Again, it's not a lot.
For a very long time.
He's going to be a bigger. He's costing you much more than 17.5 billion. He's a bigger detriment to the team. I thought it was about again. Any else get away with it? Because if the Glazers do this, there'd be no defense.
And you remember how much we were
if the Glazers before you go, if the Glazers came out and said this, we would butcher them.
Yeah, we would. 100%.
If the Glazers came out and said we are not sacking Ten Hag, or it was perceived because this is not. Let's say it was perceived. If the Glazers didn't want it, they didn't. Well, we don't have the money and kept him. I'd say this Ineos defense is crazy, but we move.
How much? Because I'm trying to figure out. I will never forget the picture, right? Of I think it was maybe Casemiro, and this is the Liverpool game. Casemiro receives the ball with his back turned. And when he's turning, everybody is running away from him. Nobody is coming back to receive the ball. To your point, Sheik. How in anybody's right mind while playing football is running away from it your first instinct?
That's what I'm saying.
Not coming towards the ball and say, here, pass me the ball. I want to do something.
Because there's no clear system, there's nothing. Like you have the reason. So Nagelsmann, right? If I break it down, in his tactics, he plays like a 3-5-2 most of the time, and what he likes to do is he likes to stretch out the field. We don't have any type of tactics like that. Like these guys don't have no instructions to stretch out the field. You tell them to stretch it out, they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, oh, you want me to run there? Like that's probably what they're gonna say. Like there's just zero instructions from the manager when it comes to that type of stuff. I'll tell you this, it probably, he probably does even give instructions right before the game. I also just feel like these players are incapable of following instructions. That is also that. It's a mixture of just both. Like he probably sets up a game plan, and then when they go out on the pitch, it's just fuck the game plan, like for whatever reason. And I don't know, man. I just it a lot of the times none of this makes sense. Like most of the time when I watch it just doesn't make sense.
I found out that Casemiro is not finished. Because we played Ugarte, Menu, and Bruno Fernandes and still got run through the midfield.
Yeah.
So Casemiro is not the problem. It's the system. Says it all.
Another example, when I said we rely on player individuals, that Liverpool game, why are we having Casemiro play out the back? Because Ten Hag probably thinks Casemiro is an experienced player. He's played in the midfield at Madrid. He knows what to do. He can do this. He's deep line playmaker, all of that type of stuff. Why are you having him play out the back when you have ball-playing midfielders in your midfield?
It's true.
It's just stuff like that, bro. It just, I don't know, man. Bruno Red overturned.
Did they overturn it?
No, it can't be. He's lying. Nah, it's true. That's true. I need to check right now.
Nah,
Is
they
it
won
better
their
than Sunday?
appeal. Nah, Fabrizio.
Manchester United have one day appeal for Fabrizio Romano tweeted it out.
He will be
Fuck's sake,
available for the
he's
next
back.
3
He's back.
fixtures.
He's
Oh
back. He's
my
back.
God.
He's back against Paul. He's back against Aston Villa. No. You see how we feel now. Overturned. We should be happy. You know, we should be like, yay, our best player's back. But fans, look at it. Listen, we're upset. We have our hands on top of our heads saying, what the fuck? We're fucking screwed. We were prepared for English Bruno, but now we got the original Bruno. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a wrap, man.
I prefer him being suspended.
It's a wrap for him. I think, well, you know what? It's a good thing, honestly. Now I think about it, because, Bruno will lose him a game. Easy.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Easy.
I was saying Bruno is definitely capable of losing him a game. So yeah, it was either gonna be Portuguese Bruno or English Bruno. Well, either way, it was a Bruno out there.
Either way,
it was gonna be English mount or Portuguese mount.
I'm so upset about this.
Yeah, that just
devastated.
Like that. That's just like, man. That's
I know, fellas, but I think, for me at this point, whatever it takes.
Sure. Yeah. No, honestly, whatever it takes. I seriously think it could be this weekend. I don't think we go.
Oh yeah, someone mentioned that as well. Hold on, I should have mentioned this earlier because Donovan said here he's gone after this weekend. You lot will get your wish. I actually agree with you, Donovan.
I think so too.
I think he's gone after this weekend.
Yeah, it's good, man.
This Villa result would be bad.
Yeah,
this Villa result would be bad.
I'm not going to predict us to lose both games, but we will lose both games. But I'm not going to predict us to lose both games. But we definitely will lose both games.
Another thing to just mention: if we lose this weekend, right? Everton, who we've been slandering all year, could go above us. We're only 3 points. We're only 3 points above Everton.
You know what? Troops was right when he told me the fan cam of his that I like so much that we are 15th. He said that's gonna be you. I was like, facts. I might reenact it.
I literally said that yesterday in my stream. I said we are 13th. Like we are literally 13th right now at this moment. We are 15th. As of Bournemouth yesterday. Like, bro.
You're proving my point. Man. We are 15th. We are 15th, sir. We are 5 points above relegation. Yeah, I might reenact it still.
Yeah,
100%.
We really are like only a couple
we end up 15th
relegation.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, because we had 7 points. West Ham on 5, Ipswich on 4, Everton on 4. So if Everton, Ipswich, West Ham win, we could drop to 16th.
Yeah,
it could be. We are 16th.
And we play Villa. We play Villa too. Oh my god, man.
What's it called? Let me actually check. Let me see that fixture.
I can't believe this, man.
Who is it? West Ham, Ipswich, Everton. West Ham, Ipswich, Everton.
Everton play Newcastle, I think. I think so. I could be wrong, but
I'm just checking now. West Ham, Ipswich, Everton. Ipswich away at West. So West Ham and Ipswich play each other. So one of them could win. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
we are 13th. We are 13th flawless. We are closer to the bottom than the top. Big man thing.
Hey, here we are.
I got the accent a lot. Shout out Troops, man.
Here we are competing with West Ham and Everton.
Yeah, I'm looking. So West Ham and Ipswich play each other. So there's one of them could potentially win, and Everton play Newcastle. So basically, and they all play Saturday. So if West Ham beat Ipswich and Everton beat Newcastle, 1 second. Let me have a look here. We could legit be. Wait, we could be 15th. No bullshit, yo. No bullshit. I'm looking there. Yeah, because if West Ham and let's say West Ham win, they go above us, and then Ipswich win. Yeah, we would be 15th.
There we go.
We legit could be 50.
Come on, man.
We could be 50.
Man. Like literally, what are we doing?
We could.
This is what I'm saying. This is literally what I'm saying, man. We're so shit. Like we're literally so shit.
Proving my point. We are 15th.
We're 15th.
Like,
you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I like Everton anyway. I need it. I need an Everton.
The video is so good, man.
I need an Everton.
I was just like shook. I was just holding the mic like shaky, like you shook. Like, whoa, what did I do? Like,
you know, it's like what Eddie mentioned on the watch along with Xerxes in front of goal with the chances. Man, we're just kind of shaking and that, like.
Yeah, handshake.
That brother's starving. That brother's starving.
My brother's starving.
Yeah, Chinlu, I need to get someone. Hey, Chinlu, I need to get someone to hold the mic so I can reenact it fully. I'll figure it out, man. I get someone to hold the mic, man.
Crazy. Crazy. Acting like he ain't never seen a plate in a fork before. Boy was just cooked out there. I'm looking like, oh yeah, he done. Hey,
look at this, man. People say bad news. Fernandez will be available for United's next
Just
free.
to tell you everything.
Bad news.
Our captain's coming back, and everyone's saying it's bad news. Like,
Everyone's saying it's bad news.
Come on, dog.
Like, oh man,
He's
Come
available,
on,
man.
dog.
We thought that we had to. You know what? But we only got 2 more games of 10 Hag, so at least that's a plus, man.
Hey,
only
that's
got
what
2
we
games.
hope, Flawless. That's what we hope.
Nah, I hope to both. I hope, but I think that will genuinely happen. You know, the conversation. Let's say we lose to Porto 2-0 and then lose badly to Villa, like 3-0, 4-0. You know, the conversation during that international break. He's got to go.
Super chat is so funny, man. They said Bruno's Undertaker.
Hey, don't even disrespect the Undertaker like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't even disrespect the Undertaker. Don't even do that.
I mean, I'm
He's the Undertaker. He needs to have like one of those like casket matches or like those buried alive matches. Do you ever remember like Undertaker having those buried alive matches? Or Kane would just bury him alive. Like, I need
we legit could be 15th by the time we play on Sunday. We could be 15th. I need to cue the video. We are 15th.
We're 15th.
You know you're posting that on Sunday, man, because I don't see us winning.
Forget about it. We ain't winning. Forget about it, man. We ain't winning. Not in the slightest. We ain't winning. Must be crazy.
We have Porto before that too. So we
ain't winning. Man, just be crazy. No chance. No chance we're winning. And the thing is, be goal difference. Actually, that we can't be because unless Everton win heavily because they're -8. West Ham, if they win, they will.
If we lose like 3 or 4, bro, if we lose like 3 or 4
that about a club, Flawless.
Yeah.
Imagine saying that about a club. Oh, you know what? Hey, we can't get 15th because the other team is -8. So hell, what else? We will be okay.
Imagine this is peak. Okay. This is what we live in. Eddie, you're right. Imagine we're saying that we can't get 15th because the other team has -8 and we have.
Yeah, they got -8, so we'll be joint 14th. So if Everton win and West Ham win, we'll be joint 14th because West Ham will go above us. And then Everton will be on the same amount of points as us, but we have a better goal difference.
They're saying in the chat, if we're 16th, you need to drop 16 out of 20.
20 minutes. You know, jokes, man. Jokes. You have proven my fight.
That's actually fire. That's fire. But yeah, man.
Wow.
Hey, run up the likes, people. There's over 100 of you lot in here. Over 100 people in the building. Let's get up to 100 likes. We're only at 85 likes, people. So hit that like button. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Subscribe to the channel as well. Sarcasm City TV. Roll to 13,000 subscribers. Make sure you subscribe to Chic TV. Subscribe to subscribe to Unleash Sports as well, Leon's channel, and of course RedUnitedTV. Links are in the title. Click the links and it opens up new tabs, people. Also underneath in the description as well and on the featured channel page. Let me try to find some more of the quotes as well in regards to the manager and him potentially losing his job. And people, please find Schneider's comments as well. Wesley Sneijder had what he said was interesting. I don't know how true it is, but it's very interesting what he indeed had to say. But I'm just rolling up these right now, just pulling these up, people. Sorry.
If
go on.
If Ten Hag does get sacked, will you do like a celebration stream?
That'd be relief. It's more relief.
I was just asking because if you don't, then I will. I'll do one.
Yeah. It's more like when Ollie got sacked. Like people like, why didn't I? What's it called? Do a celebration stream? Because I was relieved.
Yeah,
it was relief. It comes past the point where it's not happiness. If he gets sacked, it's not. The first emotion isn't happiness. Is that's it.
It's finally over.
That's it. It's finally over. It's kind of like that. It's finally over. Like I've just been in this just terrible relationship with this team and his manager, and that's what it is. So I'm looking here. Hold up. So
you're gonna start crying like all of P. Diddy's victim when they found out that he got arrested.
That's crazy.
That's how relief you would be. You break down in tears.
This guy is crazy. Bring up for the super chat as well.
Give it a thank God. Praise the Lord.
So this is a couple. It's
baby oil, man. It's the baby oil. It's crazy.
United would consider putting Ruud van
Nistelrooy. Man.
Yeah, crazy. United would consider putting Ruud van Nistelrooy in interim charge if they decide to fire Ten Hag. That's from Alex Crook on Talksport. Senior United sources insist that the board are calm about Erik Ten Hag's situation, but the expectation within the dressing room is that a managerial change will be made unless results improve quickly. That's also from Alex_Crook on that Talksport. I already mentioned this one about United players. Manchester United players expect Erik ten Hag to be sacked, although he still has the support of the dressing room. There's a growing feeling among the players that he cannot stop the rot and that change is inevitable. Some Manchester United players were surprised Ten Hag was not sacked in the summer. That's from at Chris Wheeler DM, at Sammy Mockbell 81_DM. That's also on Twitter as well. And yeah, what's this? Let's see. Is there anything else? No, that's pretty much all the comments. Yeah, Manchester United are prepared to honor their decision in the summer to keep Ten Hag for now, but the feeling remains that there must be significant improvement this week against FC Porto and Aston Villa. And that's from Rob Dawson, ESPN. So he's fairly reliable as well. He also went on to say, United believe that they are well prepared to make a managerial change if results and performances do not pick up. Promoting Ruud van Nistelrooy is considered a viable short-term option if a change becomes necessary. He also says there is a growing acceptance at Manchester United that Erik ten Hag is now under severe pressure ahead of games against FC Porto and Aston Villa. That's from Rob Dawson.
And this is my problem.
Go on, fam. Talk about it.
If you felt as though you were comfortable with the coaching change, what the hell is taking y'all so long to make that change?
Talk about it.
There's literally.
I think that was Erik ten Hag that did that to him. He found out. He found the stream out. He'll be back.
He'll be back. Do they think magic will happen in 3 years? I don't know. Like I said, if this was Glazers doing what any of us were doing, there'd be outrage. They'd be outraged, and this is why they would be super outraged if it was perceived Manchester United did not sack an underperforming manager and a manager who's not clearly good enough because of 17.5 million. Bear in mind, we just spent 150 million in the window, 120 or 140, whatever it was. Game gone. And you take the hit. What are we talking about here?
There's nothing to wait for to see significant improvement. We're 2 months deep into the new season. We're in page 2 of the Premier League. We're on minus goal difference. We're not winning games. We've only won, 2 games? And won about 6 games in Old Trafford in the last 16, 17 games, which is bad as well. So that just tells me that there will not be any improvement that Ineos is expecting. The decision is to sack him now. Like, I don't know any other club like Manchester United. Like, if this was Real Madrid and they were sitting 12th in the La Liga 2 months in, and they wouldn't even allow it. They won't even get to that. Exactly. So they won't allow it to get to that stage. They would have sacked him by now. We had him. They sacked Julian Lopetegui because he announced that he was the Real Madrid manager while he was managing Spain in the Euros or the World Cup, and they sacked him for that. And you think that's petty? You should wait. But yeah, like, we're in October and we're not in a great position. We're not scoring goals. We don't look like we're going to score goals. Players are complaining the morning again. No, you can't say every single player has performed to what they need to be performing at the level. Apart from some of the new signings who haven't played that bad, and maybe Dalot, who has been consistent apart from the last game. But there's been no sign of improvement. The pressing is still not good. Like, you're not making any significant changes when we lose games. Like, the press is not working. Go back to playing a mid-low block. Like, make that change. Listen to your assistant managers like René Hack and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Like, that just tells me it's not good enough. We're not improving. Sack him. Then why should we wait? I'm tired. I don't want to wait. I want the sacking now. If it was a serious club and Ineos are serious as they're supposed to be, and they put all these things in place and realize he's not matched up to standards, sack him. I don't know anyone in business that will allow this to happen. Let their business rot right in front of their face. The fact that you get to watch, you're privileged enough every match day to watch this in front of your eye, and watch the team play and not perform to their level, and you still want to stall on this decision. There's nothing to stall about. You got 4 people. You've got this leadership group. It's easy enough to say that this is not working. It's clear enough to say that this is not working and make that decision. I can't allow it. Sorry, guys, but I can't allow it to go into international break. What is this? It's not working.
It needs to end like right away. It definitely needs to like end right away. Also, these people, like some of these Ten Hag inners, right? You ask yourself this question. You guys always go around talking about how big a club Manchester United is, and you want to compare us to the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid. Would Barcelona and Real Madrid be okay with this? Just think about that. Never in their life would they be okay with it. They've sacked managers that have won them La Liga before, because that's not even their main objective. Their main objective every single year, there's only one objective for them, and that is to win the Champions League. And if they don't win the Champions League, it is a failure of a season for them. And that's the standards that they are at in terms of their club. Do you think they would allow a manager who had their worst ever season in the Champions League and in La Liga stay another year? You're tripping, man. That's crazy. Like, this is what I'm talking about in terms of standards of the club and where our club was and where our club is going to right now in this trajectory that we're in with this manager at this moment. This manager is just bringing us down. There's no positive when it comes to this manager. And yeah, man, there's just, it's, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, go on.
Let me translate it into your own work environment in your job. Can you imagine your job? You're not performing well. You're not even paying attention to details. You're turning up late. You're not completing your tasks, you know, and you're being rude to customers or your clients. You think your job will say, oh, it's okay, we don't have the structure in place for Ivorian Spice to succeed at the workplace, even though he's underperforming. They don't give a shit. They don't care about that. They will sack you straight away. And why should we allow our manager, who's been given the platform now and the foundation, this whole structure, he's been given his players, this is his team, and we're in October, and we're -5 on goal difference. We're sitting on page 212 of the Premier League. Do you like that? Do you like that as a fan? Does that make you sleep at night comfortably? Because it doesn't for me. It doesn't. And that just tells me again, if you want to be serious, you need to be ruthless. And you want Manchester United to be ruthless, to be the best, you need to be ruthless. You need to have ruthless aggression and make decisions, whether people like it or not. And this is the time. Leon, you're on mute. You're on mute. Leon, I believe you wanted to say something. Oh, okay, he's on the phone. And so yeah, it's unacceptable. You wouldn't accept it in your own business. You wouldn't accept it in your own household where you'll have your kids talking back to you, disrespecting you, not performing, not doing well in school, and tell you to show up every day. You wouldn't have it. But this is what we're getting from Manchester United players and the managers. They're telling us to shut up. Right? They're talking back to us. They're not doing well on the pitch, which means they're not doing well in school. They're not passing the exams. They're not showing respect to elders, which means you as the fan, they're just not doing none of that. Is that acceptable? It's not. Make the decision. Get rid.
Get rid. Get him out.
Again, and that's the thing is, I've worried is that people will still continue to make excuses. Like, oh, it's the money, or it's the players, or it's the infrastructure, or it's this. It's like, we all know, like, it's not, because people getting misconstrued and like want to defend the manager. It's not get rid of the manager, bring a new manager in, and all problems are solved. We know that there's problems outside of the manager. However, the manager is a problem. It's like buying a house or going into a house and there's multiple problems in the house. You don't, you solve all the problems. There's no electricity, you know what I'm saying? There's no electricity, there's no heating in the house.
Oh no, do you know what's better? Solid. It's when you're building a plot of houses and the electrician's good, the plumber's good, the refrigeration and air conditioning guy's good, the interior guy's good, but the project manager is crap. Do you know what I mean? The guy who's thinking, you're like, brother, we could do this without you. We could do this shit without you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. There's that. And like I said, it's even that. It's like, all right, there's no central heating, there's no hot water, but there's no fridge. You still need to go and get a fridge regardless. Yes, solve the other problem. But you are going to need a fridge. You are going to need a bed. You are going to need a couch. You know what I'm saying? You are going to need a TV. But you can still go in and like, people act like, well, getting rid of him don't solve all the problems. Well, nobody said that. We're saying he is a problem. And control, like Eddie says, control the controllables. Our issues on the pitch have nothing to do with any of us. Our issues on the pitch, that Spurs game, they didn't pick that lineup. I'm saying Glazers didn't pick that lineup. What are we talking about here? I'm saying they haven't lost 8 home games in the last 20 in the Premier League.
Flawless. You know what's funny as well? It's basically Ten Hag, what he does with the team is he goes, you're an electrician. I'm sure you can figure out plumbing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
You're a bricklayer. Nah, you could do the interior design.
You look like you could do it. You look like you.
That's exactly what we see when we see Dalot play left back and what's it called? You see Casemiro play centre back. You don't see the end. But you can play centre back.
He goes up to 6, and then he goes to Borussia Dortmund, and he's playing in a 10. He's playing on the wing.
Yeah,
and he's cooking.
You spot on with that, Leon.
Mate,
It's like
Eddie scored 2 goals.
Leon, you're spot on with that. It's like, yo, you're a good carpenter. I bet you can fix the boiler. Definitely, you can fix the boiler. 100%, you can do that. You can fix the boiler because you
probably just go up to them and ask them, like, you ever worked with computers before? The guy's like, yeah, like I probably did like Microsoft Word when I was a kid. All right, go do programming right now. Go.
Go program this.
Like, go program this right now. Like, that's literally how it probably all goes. Like, like.
It's crazy. And to big up to Liverpool Truth Channel. First and foremost, fire name, by the way. Obviously, a part of the Liverpool part. He says, Ineos don't have the balls because they'll have to make Southgate manager. No top coach wants the United job. We don't have to be. We don't need a top coach.
We
don't need a top coach.
Disagree.
I disagree. But let's say for argument's sake, he's right. Even though I don't know what's defined as a top coach when you pay big money.
Yeah,
go get a competent coach. A competent coach does better than this. Competent coach does better than this. Enzo Maresca, as we're seeing at Chelsea, does better than this. Was Enzo Maresca considered a top coach before he went to Chelsea?
Like, do people understand that the bar is in hell?
Yeah,
literally.
Was Ruben Amorim considered a top coach before he went to Paul?
Was Vincent Kompany a top coach when he went to Bayern Munich? Like, come on, man.
So again, I don't know about no top coach work because we pay big money, so we move. But let's say that's why I said for argument's sake, before even getting into that, let's say argument's sake he's right and no top coach wants to job. Go get a cohesive one then. Not cohesive, a competent one then. Don't go get an A-level manager, go get a B-level manager. There's plenty of them out there. You just do solid coaching job roles
until the end. Yeah, until the end of the season.
But you know what's crazy? I think we have a competent coach there in Rude. We've got one.
Yeah, we have one.
I think he's a competent coach. I don't know how good he is, but I think at very, very worst, he's a competent coach.
Look at that. He's got a man disrespecting Ruud van Nistelrooy. They're calling him polite Van Nistelrooy. That's what expression said, and I was upset. This is what they're doing to Ruud van Nistelrooy. They're disrespecting.
And here's the crazy part, people. Mm-hmm. If he's not big enough for the job, we'll sack him too.
Yeah. Oh wait, Eddie. This is the point I was going to make earlier.
ACGI, man.
Anyone can get it. Yeah, big up Eddie.
Anyone can get it.
You know what I mean? So, this is the point I was trying to make earlier. If the other manager doesn't work, then it's fine. We just move on. We just move on. It's really not that deep.
It's not like that. People act like it's your first girlfriend and it's your first love, and you don't want to let her go. Like for most people, you have wives, fiancés, girlfriends, whatever. She's probably not the first girl you've ever been with. You've probably been, if you're a certain age, with at least 2 or 3 or 4, maybe more, multiple women at some point in your life. It doesn't always work out, but when you met her, when you first started dating her and you got together and you considered yourself an item, you thought it was gonna work. You thought it was marriage, kid, dog, picket fence, the whole 9. And guess what? It didn't work out, and that's okay. And then
why does Eddie look like he's reminiscing? Eddie, you're reminiscing.
Hey, don't focus on me.
We've all been there.
Eddie
where you think, hey, this girl is the one.
I hope she's doing well.
We've all been there if you're a certain age. We have all been there, and you think she's the one. And then guess what? It don't work out. And then the next one you get, you know what you think? That she's the one. And it's all going to work out. And then if it don't work out, the next one afterwards, you think she going to be the one. And
at a certain point, you're a bit more aware. You're a bit more.
No, and then you get to a point where you're a bit more wary, like where you're, they're all dickheads, but eventually one breaks through.
And people
just went one spectrum to the other.
It's facts. No, but it's facts. You do get that, but the thing is, then one will break through.
That's my man.
And you're like, oh, maybe she's the one.
Now, for real though, like people in our fan base will be like, oh, I don't want us to go into this thing where we're just sacking managers left and right, be like Chelsea sacking manager. All right, so you're telling me that you'd want to stay with the same girl and you just don't want to, like, if it's not working out.
I said this the other night, you know.
Yeah, like you just want to stay with the same girl, but at the same time, the same people are saying, oh, we shouldn't go in this whole sacking managers things are probably the people who don't stick with the one girlfriend, and they probably get a bunch of others. Yet you're still saying, oh, we should just stick with one manager. Why is it any different? But anyways,
I think some of these people would just stay with the girl.
If that's
their mindset, they would stay in an unhappy relationship because they're like, oh, I don't know what else is out there.
Cool, fine.
But at this point, I'd rather be sick. In this instance, I'd rather be without a manager. Be managerless. Interim thing. That's what interim thing. You know what I'm saying? Where you're not official. But that's what interim is. You're not official, but she here.
Yeah.
Exactly it.
And then, the one thing that people love to say too, Rome wasn't built in a day and all that type of bullshit. Also, Rome wasn't built by an idiot. Let's just get this thing right. Rome was not built by an idiot. Like Rome was not built by an idiot. Rome was built by someone who had a clear plan, who had a style of play, who had vision, bigger. He actually had a bigger picture. His bigger picture was Rome.
And we ain't trying to build Rome, people. Just give me a team that keeps the ball. That's all I need.
That's all.
Build Rome.
Rome.
We couldn't build a sandcastle at this point. The man are talking about Rome. What are we doing out here? Couldn't put together Connect 4 board. I mean, we couldn't put together a Connect 4. What are we talking
Someone
about?
said it in the chat too, like we're trying to fix the AC, but there's no electricity. How about try to get the electricity first?
I'll give you another one, yeah. I'll give you another one, yeah. Ten Hag obviously thinks he's a genius, yeah.
First, like,
so certain man come in the Premier League, they look at the Premier League and they go, right, my system, what the Premier League offers, maybe I need to adapt, maybe I need to think about the way that I'm gonna set up my midfield and attack and what kind of teams I'm going to be playing. Maybe 30% of the teams is going to be open. The rest is going to be low block, blah, blah, blah. Ten Hag, if we want to relate it back to the house analogy, didn't pick the bricks to build the house, yeah? He said, no, I'm going to build it out of mud and sand. Yeah, said, it's going to be the best house, though. It's going to be the best house on the block. It's going to last ages. And the first rainy day, Kalas. You know what I mean? But he's a genius because he tried something different.
Egypt, that's what he is. Final few questions.
Bro, Ten Hag is like, you guys know the story about the three pigs, right? When the three little pigs when the wolf comes to their house and all that type of stuff. So they built 3 different types of houses, right? Ten Hag is just building one same house thinking it's gonna work. That's just what he's doing. Like he's still making that house full of hay, thinking that this will work. It's gonna work instead of the brick house where that's just it, man.
Like, and that's the worst part too. Is to build on that. It's like, fam, you went to like architectural design school.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You went to the impetus of Dutch football, and then said, you know what? I might be Dutch, but I'm above Dutch football. Welcome to Ten Hag football.
Eras come to an end, you know, like that.
I know.
Yeah, like, see, you got motherfuckers just running all over the pitch, just running. Literally, I go to every position other than that back line, and I'm just seeing y'all. I'm like, yeah, you running, you running. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, eras come to an end. More like my system comes to an end. Like I have no system.
You know what we need to do? We need to reach out to someone that goes in the press conference and say, Eric, just wanted to start by saying, is good enough?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, you don't want to say that around him because he'll be like, good. I win 2 trophies in the past 2 years. Good enough. You know, like he would say some shit like that. Like
it actually worked when Jose was here because Jose could say, "I've won this, respect."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But this guy, 2 nasty trophies. Let's be real. 2 like for FA Cup, great, but like EFL Cup, like the way we've got to them trophies, like you may as well just turn around. Don't be shameless. You may as well turn around and say, "I've scraped 2 trophies." You man can't talk to me.
Defo, we scraped against Coventry. It was peak. It could have been peak.
You're right. Shout out to
I was going to say, if Flawless is in a rap battle, yeah, and he loses the first, I don't know, he loses the first 2 rounds, yeah, and then the guy chokes pause in the 3rd round, yeah, that's like, you can't just start saying, yeah, I battered him.
Like, facts, it don't work like that. It don't work like that because there's 3 rounds. It don't work like that. There's 3 rounds. Like, what are we talking about here?
And you're just there like, no, I battered him. And it's like, yeah, my man forgot his
you said, guys, I'm still awake watching, just change it. I literally just said, because you was gone, changing the manager does not solve everything.
No, it's a start.
It's a start. Because the manager is a problem, Jim. So therefore, he needs to go. Jim, you would sack him today. I would sack him today. Everyone on this panel would sack him today. Any Manchester United fan in the chat will sack him today. That doesn't mean all the problems go away, but we are eradicating the problems. Control the controllables. We can sack the manager today. Players, not so much so, but players can get dropped. So yeah, the wage structure, egos, attitudes, that's all afterwards. Let's address what we can address. We can't move any of the players on currently because we're in October. January in the summer, yes. That's on any of us to do. That's on whoever the manager is, whether it's interim, whether it's Rude. The next manager after that, that's also on him. I don't understand your point that you're trying to make, Jim. Nobody's arguing these points that you are making. So I'm really lost as to why you keep talking about everything else when we've legit said verbatim, it's not just the manager. It's like you want to keep him but don't want to say.
It's a
if you want to keep him, say so. You know what I'm saying?
It's a pie. It's literally like because his share is the largest. Because in our opinion, we can start with him, and everything else will start to make sense. Player performance will start to make sense. Mm-hmm. Wage structure will start to make sense because we'll bring in players who fit the wage structure and who actually fill a sustainable game model. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. Mm-hmm. There's no need for it. Get him out of here, rebuild the proper way. You can't be trying to rebuild like we've been in on this home shit. We can't be trying to rebuild the house when we got these old ass foundations that we're not even sure, or actually we do know, won't make it through the rebuild.
Yeah. Also, like
forgive me, Van Gogh paintings, when my house is literally sinking into the earth because the foundation is shit.
Yep.
The house is slanted. It's like the episode of The Simpsons.
What are you saying, Eddie? Man brought over a picture frame and said, "It's all good, my bro. Just hang this."
It's all good, dog. It's all good, dog. I got termites and shit, and he talking about a picture frame.
Yeah. And also, I wanted to say, like, egos and attitudes, in a sense, that also does come from the manager too. Like, our mentality at this moment, when you have players like Eriksson, who are you can consider him as one of the most experienced players in our team at this moment. He's coming out in press conferences and saying that the opposing team just played better than us. And it's as simple as that. Like, it all comes down to mentality, egos. When Ten Hag is selecting certain players week in, week out, regardless of how they are, how they play, how they've been performing, what does that put in their head too? That it doesn't matter how they play. They will be selected either way. It literally doesn't matter how they perform. They're going to get selected either way.
Well,
hence you see Rashford, you see the likes of like Garnacho getting games, not off the bench and stuff like that, starting. You don't see the likes of like Ahmad getting the game time, even this season, to be fair. But it all comes down from the manager too and how he constructs his team.
That's why Sheik as well. That's why certain players are allowed to speak and certain
aren't. Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want to. Remember, Ten Hag's default is when it gets a bit tough, I blame the players.
Yeah.
Because the excuse of not having what you want is not there now.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the players. I mean, he's done it since the start. I've clocked him so many times where he's trying to, this guy's not done, or the cheeky bastard tried to say on the weekend, fine margins, and we had chances. Dude, don't put that Garnacho.
Yeah, man. Come on.
That's unacceptable.
Okay, well, let's say even
that's a bonus chance.
We had 2 chances. They had 8.
Exactly. Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
Leon, I mentioned this yesterday. They had a higher XG than Liverpool did when we lost 7-0 to them.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, like that's peak, bro.
What do you say? It's like, Tottenham's best ever performance.
Tottenham's best ever XG.
I think it's the highest XG since records began.
And this is the highest XG we've ever faced at Old Trafford in our existence. So
it's the highest XG I think ever
ever
from an opposing side.
It was like 5.33.
I want to give everyone like a bit of a preview of what's going to happen. Yeah, so he's going to get sacked, and probably Rude's going to take over because I don't think they'll want to spend money. Rude or Rennie or whatever. Yeah,
Rude is interim.
Give him about 4 weeks, and they'll start making the excuses that we should have stuck. If Rude doesn't get a couple of results, we should have stuck with him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, he's not. Look, Rude's doing the same thing. Come on, like, what do you expect? No one can do this job. Oh, there's no good managers available.
Nonsense.
I can see that coming straight away.
And I know, you're right in regards to people will do that if we don't win the next game after. I'm just saying that it's nonsense that's the attitude towards it. That he'll have a couple, but let's say Rude loses his first 2, then it's a problem. Bear in mind, I don't think Rude should get the job. I think he should be on a trial basis to the end of the season and see how it goes. And that's what I would say. Big up to Really, I don't care, says Flawless. Please start to go from me now. I beg you. Shout out to Eddie for the title as well. And this is where it stems, Jim. I disagree on sacking him. So you back in Ten Hag. So this is why you have.
Bro.
This is why you're saying what you're saying in regards to him not being the only problem. I hear that. But again, I don't know how you can have doubts on his manager. I don't know what more you need to see. But hey, each to their own. I'm tired. I want him gone, and that's me.
Yeah, man, I want him gone.
I'm gone. Big up to YG in the cut. I want him gone. Yeah, I know, Jim. You know what I'm saying? But we finally got there. You should have just started with that.
Yeah,
Ten Hag won't get sacked, man. Ineos, not in regards to when I say that, in regards to the whole egos and attitudes and Bruno and Rashford, and it's the same. It's not the same players, but all these other things. It's like, all right, just say I want the manager to stay, and then like we know where we stand. Cool.
Yeah.
I disagree wholeheartedly. But hey, if you want to back Ten Hag, back Ten Hag. Like when we're 15th on the weekend, all right, cool. Ten Hag won't get sacked, man. Ineos couldn't pay 10 million to sack him in the summer. What makes us think they pay 70.5 million? Because we spent however much money in the window, Sylvie. They again, it's an excuse. They kept Ten Hag because they wanted to keep him. If they wanted to sack him, they would have sacked him.
They're bumming now because
what did we hear at the start of the window too? That we don't have money and we only have like a 60 million budget this year or whatever. It's bullshit, man. I'm telling you. If they want to sack him, they'll sack him.
To be fair to them, they haven't spent that much money. They didn't really. When you look
Put
at
it this way, how much
we
did they
got rid
spend
of
on
players
Ugarte?
too. We got rid of players too.
Did they actually pay it outright or did they get the payment plan again?
Oh, it's payment plan. Let's say
It's a loan. It's a loan, isn't it?
No, it's a permanent.
No.
It's a permanent transfer.
Supposed to be a loan. It was supposed to be a loan.
It was talks of a loan.
There was talks.
What did they pay the full thing? I reckon they
it was like 40 million. So let's say it's installments because it was 40 million.
They didn't do the installment.
No, so let's say it was installments. Let's say the first installment was 20 million. Use that 20 million to sack Ten Hag. I'm not hearing this excuse.
Yeah, no, they got
it. Yeah. Like, what's more important? That's what I'm trying to say. What's more important?
Yes.
Signing a player or building your future? That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, what's more important to you? This is your
again, Jim. We've already stated that we're looking at everything in the club. I don't like Ineos and I don't like the Glazers already.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you guys, I think what they did is
Jim, keep the manager in it.
Also, Jim, like regardless of what you said, then it doesn't make any sense because if you're saying the problems go much deeper, it doesn't matter who's at the club. So it doesn't even matter if Ten Hag's at the club. So why are you asking?
This manager's had success here with this same thing. That's why.
Also, like if you don't think
excuse.
If you don't
big excuse before you go, Sheik, massive excuse.
Exactly.
Because our first season was a good season. Yeah. With the same structure, with these same players, with all these same issues. It's nonsense. It's rubbish. It's excuses because people like this manager for whatever reason. Absolute nonsense. We had the same worst setup because we had no Ineos. So it was Glazers 100% and we had a good season. We finished third and won a trophy. Second best home record in the league. What we talk with a worse team on paper, less money spent on it, less talent in the squad. Come on, man, stop, man. Let's start having honest conversations. Let's stop this, man, because we've had success with worse scenarios. Stop it. I'm sorry, man. It's nonsense. There's nonsense. We can all have different opinions, cool, but don't insult my intelligence. It's nonsense what you're saying. Absolute nonsense, and I mean that in the most respectful manner possible. Our first season with a worse structure and a worse team, he did better. How do we have the second best home record with all these players, more of these players who threw all these previous managers under the bus? Because this is his team now. There's very few players who have been here 3 seasons or longer. It's Dalot, Bruno, and Rashford. They're the only 3 that have played consistently. What we talking about here? Man, just be saying anything. All right, cool. Sorry, go on. As you
it's just I just don't get it, Jim. Like, if you're saying that the problems are much deeper, then it really shouldn't matter who the coach is. So why do you want to keep Ten Hag? Because that just tells me that you just favor him. You just like him as a person rather than what he actually does. Because if the problems are, and we agree, we've said this, the problems are much more deeper than just the coach itself. But right now, at this moment, the coach is making these problems even worse than they already are. Like our problems were bad, but this coach is making it was like a 4 out of 10. This coach is making it a 1 out of 10 at this moment.
I don't even agree with that. To be real with you, Sheik, he is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
The biggest problems we are having right now on the pitch can be directly tied to him. You don't have to go far. Tactically, we are inept every single game. Nobody in the chat, nobody who studies the game as a job, nobody who speaks on the game as a job can tell you what our tactics are in year 3. And again, people saying that they want to give him this amount of time. They want to give him this amount of games. Okay, that would be decent and that would be respectable if he gave you a principle to believe in when it comes to how he plays, and he can't even do that.
And like Musa says, all roads lead to the dugout.
They all do.
Manager sets the standards. Manager sets the foundation.
They all do. Look at any club right now. Look at Ipswich Town. Let's take them for example. 2-2 result against Aston Villa. Do you think that United team can play at that level that Ipswich Town was playing at?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And that's Ipswich Town. I talk about the Spurs game all the time and how Ange Postecoglou embarrassed that man. Would you trade the Spurs 11 for the 11 that we sent, 11 plus the bench that we sent out there? No matter how you slice it, it's going to lead to the dugout.
Yeah, it does. And big up to YG as well. Every time he says, when we look out throughout the team, who do you actually want to keep? Very few. Take the new signings out. Take Diallo out. Eddie said it before. ACGI, man. Anybody can get it. There's no one I'm campaigning to keep. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's safe, people.
Yeah.
Nobody is safe.
Not even Kathy, the receptionist, is safe.
Exactly.
Yeah, even the tea lady. Hey,
I heard they got rid of her.
The sad thing is with United fans, it's like a lot of them have got the mindset of it's the same mindset in life. People don't like change. People are comfortable exactly where they are, doing exactly what they do. And when you suggest something different to them, it's uncomfortable. But that's where growth happens at the end of your comfort zone and within that period. So I feel like people have just got to come to terms with modern football. Like, forget romanticizing about trying to find some manager that did what Fergie did and all of that crap. Yeah, just build a foundation, and then every like few years you'll get a great manager that comes in and succeeds. Then we'll drop off again a little bit because the league's so competitive. Like, do you know what I mean? You just have to like get yourself up in that position. And the good news for people is, as United fans, I've got some amazing news for you. I'll put my camera on for this. Got some amazing news for you. We're not Arsenal, so when we get to the top here, we're more likely to take the chance and win a trophy than to not. Arsenal, they just kind of flirt with it, and we all know. Do you know what I mean? We all know. Come on, this season they're going to win the league again. You lot run with them, no problem. We'll be here next year. Don't worry.
Tell them.
Tell them.
And to
reality, give them the reality, bro.
Yeah. Isn't it the maddest thing for all us that we can tell them, even if they were 12 points clear now, we can still sit there and just be like,
man, you ain't winning the league.
Yeah, because they just spotted it every time.
Shame
about it, Arsenal. And to Melo, Malassi is included in that. When I say that, there's no players I'm campaigning to keep out of this lot. Take the new signings out of it.
By the way, though, I do want to see a manager that kind of doesn't waste our money and talent at the same time as well. I know Malassi, unfortunately, has had injury problems and stuff. I don't want to see players that I know can contribute to this squad, because no title-winning team is full of 10 out of 10s anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be like people who play 7 every week and stuff. But I do want to see the best out of some of the players. That's why I'm happy Ahmad's playing. But while this guy's here, I don't know if he's going to get the game time he deserves to develop, because them kind of players, you've got to play them every game. You've got to play them every big game and let them make mistakes. And then by the end of the season, you see the improvement and stuff. So let's see what happens, man. But I predict it's going to take a bit longer than what you guys think to get rid of him. I think they're gonna try and be.
I'm still so shocked that like some people still think like this is okay, bro. It just makes like.
What do you mean?
I don't get the club like no, like like Ten Hag, like him being here is still the right thing. It just I don't get it, bro.
Nah, because everything else is terrible, even though he did well in his first season.
But as a fan base,
that makes sense. Did well in his first season. Okay.
Yeah, like as a fan base, what do we all want in terms of our club? Just success. Can we all just agree that in terms of all of us being fans of United, just want the best for our club?
Yeah, but you know what it is? People are conditioned in their life as a general, especially like from the UK. I can't talk on US, but UK.
Yeah.
When the government says something, it's like bring the Bible out, it's gospel.
Yeah.
The government said, like
when
COVID was on, when
COVID
COVID was here, they had thousands of people clapping outside the house on a Thursday and convincing them that that's the way that COVID's going to. Like, it's honestly, people would just believe that. So when the manager says, the manager says, "Oh yeah, we played well for 20 minutes," they that's why I'm getting from Marcel, Nagy, and Ty. Sometimes they're coming into streams and they're like, and I'm saying, but you're just regurgitating what the manager says. But are you? Do you like? I'm unfortunately that person my whole life that when you say something to me, I'm like, let me think about that before. Like, I ain't going to take your word
Leon, that's just like saying,
like, nah.
that's like me telling Flawless, yo, Flawless, like, Margot Robbie replied to my DMs yesterday. He's like, show me. And I'm like, trust me, bro, she did. Like, she did. Trust me, bro, she did. Like, that's just, it's the equivalent of that. That's literally that. It's like
I'd be like, bring me in, man. Where's the brethren?
Yeah, it's like Flawless starting this channel and listening to loads of people that said YouTube don't work. And it's like, what experience do you have? Where are you getting that view from?
Well, you
That's
can make
the questions I'd be asking them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going, Flawless, 6 people down the road said it's not going to work.
Yeah,
because it's just hot regurgitate shit. Like it's just
it's kind of like the same Rude argument. Like all of a sudden, Rude's in our club, so we're gonna score like 88 goals because Rude's the one who's gonna fucking score them. Like they're acting like they're.
What's the most common thing that United fans say? Oh, if Ten Hag goes, who are we gonna get? Oh,
yeah,
we can get a lot of people.
Who's out there in world football?
Yeah, that's another lazy argument. Like there's no managers out there.
Like
no, but he was talking about Slot. He was talking about Slot and Maresca, and look how they started out their respective.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking.
On,
nobody
man.
in the summer was talking about Slot and Maresca.
Like, for real, man.
Nobody was talking about. But you know what? You don't. It's not that difficult to just be a competent coach. I'm not saying be world class. Don't be Ancelotti. I'm not saying be Ancelotti. I'm just saying be competent at your job. Just implement a system.
You think tomorrow, if Ancelotti had only won, like, if, let's say a new manager comes into Real Madrid and in his first season,
Jim, don't do that. You're Ten Hag in. Don't do that. You're Ten Hag in. Don't stay on that side of the fence, but big up every single time. Go on as you were. Don't.
Yeah,
do
like
you're Ten Hag
tomorrow,
in. You said you don't want him sacked, so therefore you're Ten Hag in. Go on as you were, Sheik.
Tomorrow, if Real Madrid get a manager and he only wins the Copa del Rey in his first season, do you think their fans will write a letter saying, let's keep him? I think the vision is clear. Like, do you think they will do that? No. Like, this is what I'm saying. If half these people who are okay with this stuff just kind of tells me that you're okay with other people coming into your home and snatching your chain. If that's fine, then that's fine. Yeah. Like, if that's how you live, then that's how you live. Then that's cool, man.
And the other thing as well is, you have to be open to new views. Like, if we are the only 5 United fans out there, and we know there's a group of us who talk sense, even people I speak to a day to day, but if we're the only 5 United fans out of 1 million that have a different view, don't try and convince me that because I have my own view that it doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people will be like, you see Mason Mount get signed and he's in the number 7. They're like, oh, just back him. He's one of our own. I don't agree with him being the 7. I don't agree with him getting signed. Yep. Sorry, I'm not saying what you want to hear. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, just back Garnacho. He's young. No, I've seen enough. Like, no. I've seen way more than enough.
Yes. And cool, Jim, you want to back him. That's calm, man. Like I said, you can back this. I'm not with it. But I want Manchester United to win. Let me just clarify that as well.
Big up Matthew for Jim. He says 6 wins in 20 league games, relegation form.
6 wins.
Oh, we want to keep
6 wins. Oh, we want 20 league games.
I literally want to
the last 20 league games.
Test. I want to do a blind test.
The last 20 league games, 6 wins. Oh my god.
We've won back-to-back league games once in the
past season. Only Southampton have scored more than us.
I want people to like have the resume of his failures and not have his picture or his name up there. And like, we just ask random people, like we ask 100 random people, negative goal difference, $600 million spent, 13th in the league. Would you sack this manager? I guarantee you, because not everybody's, the same, but at least 8 out of 10 would say absolutely. But for some reason, this brother rocks a scarf at a press conference and he's somehow invaluable. Like, what? Nah, bro. Because they have higher standards for managers at other clubs. Let's be real. They want to cook Arteta for not winning the league. They want to cook Slot for just being new here and all that. They want to cook Maresca for coming from relegation. Meanwhile, this guy is showing you that the most 600 million can do is at least save you from being relegated.
6 and 20, and these are just
anybody else's players. Anybody else's players. If he had a lower league, if he had a lower quality team, they're getting relegated. Period.
Yes. So this is it. Shout out to Staffy because he posted these: 1 goal in 3 Premier League games at Old Trafford. 6 wins in the last 20 Premier League games. 8 losses in the last 20 games at Old Trafford. 1 win in our last 9 European games. 20 games, 20 plus games conceded 3 goals or more. And these are just some of the results. 4-0 to Brentford, 7-0 to Liverpool, 6-3 to City, 3-0 to City, 3-1 to Villa, 3-0 to Sevilla, 3-1 to Brighton, 3-2 to Galatasaray, 4-3 to Copenhagen, 3-0 to Newcastle, 4-0 to Brighton, 3-0 to Bournemouth, 4-0 to Palace, 3-0 to Liverpool, 3-0 to Spurs. And people are still in doubt about this manager.
I think there was another stat too where he's had more games lost, like more than 3 to 4 goals than Ferguson did in his whole career.
I'll tell you one thing I'm going to say. Yeah? I'll tell you one thing I'm going to say.
Yeah.
We've been told for. I probably knew at the start of last season, about October, November, that it confirmed to me it wasn't going to work. Yeah. But I said in stream, I'll give it till Christmas. And people were asking me, oh, what do you reckon, Red to 10? I said, I'll give it till Christmas, but it ain't going to work. And this is like nearly a year ago. And this is a year ago now. So all the people that said that we've got to give it more time and back the manager, yeah? Okay. How about if Rude comes in, yeah, you've got to give it time.
Yeah.
You've got to give it time for somebody else to build a foundation, somebody that you might not know, somebody that might not be the big name that you want, somebody that is maybe learning on the job, yeah, but makes the right, better decisions, yeah. All the time that you asked us to give, yeah, you got to give it time. Because you said to us, it's resetting this season. You said to us after 3 years, we've still got to be patient, yeah? So it's your time to be patient when the guy comes in. Do you know what I mean? If I can see something and it's working, even if it's like hit and miss or whatever, yeah, you have to give us time because we gave you time. Well, we didn't, but do you know what I mean? Yeah, we shameless. But yeah, it's time for change, people.
But I'm saying literally in relegation, 6 wins in 20 is relegation form, people. 6 wins in 20. If we didn't have the quality that we had, we would be in relegation. Well, we were about to be near the relegation zone. Well, we're closer to the relegation zone than we are at the top of the table anyway.
Well, Everton, who are in a relegation battle right now, in the last 15 games, have more points than us in the Premier League. So, but it's okay. Hey, you guys want to keep him? It's fine. That's cool, man. If you guys want to keep him,
man are in doubt about it.
Yeah, like if all this that we've just said doesn't convince you, then that's fine, man. It's. I'm trying
to find the quotes. 1 second. I'm trying to find that list because we're just gonna reel it back because this might be the last time we get to do this list, but I can't find it.
Exactly, Matthew. Sacking managers is not the United way. What the fuck is the United way? What is the United way?
You know what's crazy? We sacked managers. We sacked plenty of managers before.
Literally just won an FA Cup and then turn around and said those told.
No, but I really want to know what is this United way, genuinely,
we
because
should
I'm
have
a
kept
United
Moyes,
fan.
the United way.
I'm a United fan. I should know what the United way is.
I just told you it's another regurgitated shit. It's the same thing. Like, but I'll tell you what I'll do now. Yeah, I'm gonna put out in the media. Yeah, that if every Man United player before a game hops on one leg, we're gonna win the game. And I bet somebody will go out and say, "Yo, trust me, I heard earlier that if you hop on one leg before the game, we've got a better chance of winning." Loads of idiots in the stand and on the pitch will be doing it because it's regurgitate. Do you know what I mean? Like, have some sense, people. Break it down in your head, innit?
Let's go.
Lawless, you said one stat, 6 in 20. Come on, man. If you was a kid and you said there's going to be a manager in the future that won 6 games out of 20, you'd be like, are you fucking mad, mate? Not in my club. But now,
what is it? What's the deal? I gotta check it now, Matthew. I'll check it in regards to
Kulusevski created 8 or 9 chances. That was more than all of our players combined.
If I'd have said to these men before the Tottenham game,
Bruno, everyone combined.
If I'd have said to these men before the Tottenham game, we're going to go into a Tottenham game, yeah, at the end of September, yeah. Brennan Johnson, Werner, and Kulusevski going to look world class. People would be like, "Nah, you fucking joking? They're crap." I joked about it the week before. I said, "I bet we make Brennan Johnson and Werner look crap." Yeah, and in the back of my mind, I thought this could happen. Yeah, look what happened.
Yeah, we're lucky that they employed Timo Werner. If that was the son, it would have been.
We're lucky he can't finish. Look, he can't finish.
Yeah, he can't finish. Like, geez, man.
Very,
Dallo, like Mazraoui too. As much as I praise Mazraoui, man, come on, you can't pass the Timo Werner test. Like,
exactly.
The amount of times that he was through in on goal, like, come on, bro. He was like through in on goal like twice. And like I said, it's fortunate that he's shit, and that's why he can't finish. But come on, man, Mazraoui. My whole point is like everyone right now, no one honestly for me gets any type of credit. Like, not a single person, even Kobe Mainu out of all people, bro. And I feel bad for him. The reason why
because he's regressed so much this season is scary.
And it's not on him, bro. It's because he's asked to do this job in the midfield, which is cover ground. What did we say we wanted Kobe Mainu to do this year? be a more ball-playing midfielder. Maybe put him in the 10 so he could progress more as a player. Now we're making him do the job of running. Literally, he's just covering ground.
Let me get to this. Flawless, I'm not Ten Hag. Listen up. All right, you're not Ten Hag.
Wait. I thought Jim signed out like 10, 20 minutes ago.
Nah, he came back. You're Ten Hagged out. So he said, I'm not Ten Hag in. Listen up. All right, you're Ten Hagged out then, like you stated. Sack the manager, bring in someone else. He plays the same tactics and starts. Wait, let me get to this. Sack the manager, bring in someone else. He plays the same tactics and starts performing badly. Then what? What is the way forward after that? Sack him and get the next guy. And then if that don't work, you sack him and then get the next guy. And then if that don't work, you sack him and then get the next guy until you find the right manager. Kind of like what we did. I'm going to pull it up like we did and how we got from Matt Busby to Ferguson. How did we get from Sir Matt Busby to Sir Alex Ferguson? That period in between, we sacked managers. Even with this goalkeeper nonsense where people are like, oh, you should have kept De Gea. No, De Gea was not good enough. That's why he couldn't get a club for 3-4 years. However, is Onana the answer? No. But we keep moving, selling goalkeepers and buying goalkeepers till we find the right one. The same way from Schmeichel to Van der Sar, we had a whole host of goalkeepers that were not good enough. Barthez, Bosnich, Taibbi, Van der Gaal, the list goes on. And then the same way from Van der Sar to De Gea, it was less goalkeepers, but we had goalkeepers in between that period. The Danish guy, Lindegaard, and there was a couple others. What are we talking about?
Victor Valdez.
What are we talking about? So in regards to it, let me just finish the response. So the way forward is you keep sacking, you chop and change till you get it right. That's the way forward. Exactly. Like in any aspect in life, at any high professional level. Same way any company, I don't know, let's just use Adidas for example. If Adidas have, I don't know, a brand manager, the brand manager's terrible. Guess what they do? Sack the brand manager. And then if the next brand manager don't work, they sack him. And they keep sacking brand managers until they find the right brand manager.
And guys, it's the same way with relationships. If you're not feeling this person, you break up with them or you get rid of them. You don't just settle and allow shit to be taken. Allow shit to be taken away from you all the time. Would you do that, Jim? If the relationship's not working, are you staying? No. Also, you move on until you find the right person and you settle with. It's life.
To be fair. Some people are doing the Wayne Wonder, no letting go in it, but it's
Also, no, but
I think that's Jim.
I was just gonna say because obviously, like people don't agree with Jim and stuff. Jim, probably one of the things to do because we can help out on this channel as well. Is go and watch some lower leagues and go watch some managers because football is not just about names now. There's so many managers every season that come into the league that you've never heard of before. I even see potential in the Bournemouth manager. I see potential in people like that.
Absolutely.
Played well yesterday. Bournemouth played well yesterday.
And this is it. The reason why I share screen this, I'll zoom in a little bit to get to this manager thing as well, just for people because this is before all our times. Give me a sec. This is before all our time, so we don't know. So this whole thing, we don't sack managers. There is 19. Wait, where is it? Hold on 1 second. Let me get this. He came back. So Sir Matt Busby, he was one of our most successful managers ever. Was managing from 1945 to 1969. Then look what happened afterwards. Jimmy Murphy was the caretaker manager. Wilf McGuinness, deemed not good enough, sacked. Matt Busby came back. I believe he was sacked. Frankie O'Farrell, deemed not good enough, 1971 to 1972, sacked. Tommy Doherty, 1972 to 1977, sacked. Dave Sexton, 1977 to 1981, sacked. Ron Atkinson, 1981 to 1986.
Oh, he's that nasty racist brother, isn't it?
Sacked. Yeah, you said something about Marcel there, so he called him the M-word. And then we got to Sir Alex Ferguson. So for Matt Busby being successful here, we'll exclude the caretaker manager. That's one. We'll exclude Matt Busby again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 managers. So it took us from 1969 to 1992, because Ferguson wasn't successful till 92, to have some success. We sacked 5 managers in that period. Nothing wrong with that. So this whole myth, people, that Manchester United don't sack managers, how did we get here then? Because we sacked managers because they were deemed not good enough. Some got longer than others. Some got a year. Some got 4 or 5 years. Some got a couple years. Let's cut the crap. What's the way forward? You can't keep sacking managers. Yes, you can. It's a myth.
And the other thing as well, Flawless, is as well as going to look at other managers around world football, have a think about the way clubs run at the moment. Have a think about where your baseline standard is. have a think about what you will accept and what you won't accept, and have a think about if we're going to start what we've been, because the excuse has been floating around for years saying like we're in a process, give it time, yeah, which is an excuse for a lot of managers to just fuck up continuously, yeah. Have a think about ideally how you would like your process to be as a United fan, because that's the way I think. Because it's like I know there's a step to go in top 6, positive goal difference, and a style of play. Then I know on top of that it's going to be top 4 competing in the Champions League. Doesn't mean winning it, but we're not competing now. You can't be crashing out with 4 points. Like you got to be competing. You got to be giving us good home and away nights. You got to be bringing through players. Then you got to be trying to push up to the top 3 and 2. So it's like, have you thought about that process, or you're romanticizing with the fact that this manager could turn it around based on what he is telling you? Are you watching the process, or are you just listening to the words and the excuses and being bought as a fan by a couple of shit trophies? Because the FA Cup's a good trophies, but I don't rate the way that we've won trophies. I don't rate the way that we've won and gone about it at all. So,
and to clarify to this common sense, this is a great point. And he says, and if the people hiring the managers keep missing the managers, then get that exactly. Yeah, they're not above criticism too.
That's
if we are 5, 6, 7 managers in and they can't pick a manager, guess what? You just suck at picking managers. Yeah. Same way if anyone on the panel comes to me and goes, hey, yo, can you set me up on a blind date? And I set them up on 6, 7 blind dates with different gal, and none of them work out, and all the gal are horrible. You think that man are going to come back to me? Nah, Flawless, no recommendations from you.
It's on us.
No recommendations.
She took that serious, didn't you?
No recommendations. No recommendations. Once he gets to the 4th one, man will be like, nah, you ain't got it.
Wait, can I ask Mandem a serious question? If Flawless did that and it was bad, like you walked in and you was like, oh, for fuck's sake, Flawless, yeah, you walked in, yeah. Would Mandem come back on Sarcasm City, or would be like, no, I'm boycotting it?
I'll come back.
To be honest, I trust Flawless.
What'd you say, Eddie? What'd you say, Eddie?
I trust Flawless to set me up right. That's what I would say.
Eddie, what'd you say?
He's getting a phone call on the back phone.
And that's fair. And I would deserve criticism for that. But then once it becomes 2nd girl, 3rd girl, 4th blind date, 5th blind date, that's you're gonna stop just automatically. You're Flawless. We're brethren, but you're just bad at this. What are we talking about here? You clearly can't do it. It's like me and Leon being out, or I'm out with any of the man, and they're like, yo, come wingman me with this girl. And I'm a terrible wingman. Or 3-4 times, you know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, we discussed this last week. Just run interference, you know what I'm saying? And that just occupy the brethren and talk to the brethren while I talk to them. Y'all run interference, man. We've all done this before, man. Are you like, hey, the brethren's a prop? Just talk to the brethren so I can talk to the girl. This guy watches way too much
sport, man. Okay, run interference.
Run interference, man. Decoy, yeah, man. Run interference. We've done this. My man never tapped me and be like, oh, yo, her brethren's being a problem. Chat to her brethren while I talk. I got you. Exactly. I know how to do the conversation. It's easy to do for what?
What are we saying? Are we saying the box-to-box midfielders, the runner, go to the bar, get the drink?
Yeah, man, it's just decoy runs. Like, don't pass me the ball. I'm just going to run.
Number 8. I'm just going to number 8. That's a good code word, like go to number 8.
Yeah, that's actually fire. Box-to-box midfielder going back and forth from the bar.
If you say number 6, can you pull the strings? You got to pull the strings right now. Pull it down when I go toilet. Yeah, play number 6. That's crazy.
You're just getting in the way of the goalie during the corner kick.
I did also want to say though, when the previous question that Jim asked, when you said, "Oh, what if we sack the manager and then we bring in a new one and he starts performing badly?" What is your definition of performing badly?
Yeah, sorry, back to the analogy. Yeah, don't pass me the ball. I'm literally a decoy runner. I'm just running. I'm just decoy. I'm just distraction. Don't pay me no mind.
Wait,
like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2 when he's on the. That's it.
Are you saying
Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2 when he's on the casino table?
That's funny, you know. Are you saying basically that if the girl's like impulse, but you can't close the deal, you just say play striker. Do you say play striker? You say, yo, just close the deal, innit? Like, do you know what I mean?
Just close the deal. Like I've done it. My virgins have done it for me. I've done it for them. Sometimes you don't even said it to me. I can see what's crazy. You should be able to assess it. I've watched it happen. I've seen my virgin talking to a girl and seen her virgin go over, and I go, all right, cool. This is my time to go over. He's not even signaled for me.
Real
like, yo, you don't have to say help. That's what's understood. Ain't got to be spoken about. But she gonna mash it. She gonna mess up the thing.
Yeah. Well, this is cold. This is cold. Because if you was there, and it was messing up, whatever, and you was like, yo, play a Nana, please. Yo, save it, man. Save it for me.
Yeah, save it. Like my brother's not the same way with me. Like, and that's just the people I have around me. If I'm talking to a girl,
to come and play in the double pivot, bro.
Yeah, and her brethren,
just don't bring a Bruno to your team, bro.
Play a double pivot, man.
I'm right now by myself.
That's the wingman line. That's the wingman line. Can you play double pivot? That's cold. That's cold. No, that's cold.
You play a double pivot. Like that's really it.
That's it. And if I'm out and like I'm talking to a girl and then her brethren comes over and my brethren does not come over or one of the brethren, I'm looking at them funny. Like, you man know the play. We've been here before. You know the play. If to basketball sense, go stand in the corner. You know what I'm saying? You might know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Just be a buddy out there. That's it. I'm not gonna pass this. Straight ISO, yo. Get out of the way, man. Get out of the way. Give me the ball. Get out of the way. Straight ISO. You know what I'm saying? Get me past the screen. You know what I'm saying? Get me past the screen. But back, where was we at anyway?
But yeah, I was just saying, like, to Jim, when you were saying that if we sack a manager and we get someone in and he starts performing badly, I want to know what your definition is of performing badly. Because what is this right now that we're in at this moment? Mm-hmm. What is that? Is that not performing badly? Mm-hmm. So you're telling me that if this thing happened, like, so you're saying that you don't think anything, or you don't think it could get worse than this. That's what we said last year too. It's worse, man. Like it's only been getting worse. I told you, first 6 games in our first season, we had 12 points. Second year, we had 9. Now we have 7. It's factually only getting worse. Mm-hmm. It's just only getting worse. So, hey, I think it's enough back and forth with Jim, man. We know where he stands. Yeah. He wants the manager in. But big up to you, man. Big up to you.
He's brave as well. Brave man.
That being said, he been supporting Manchester United a long time.
And respect to him for that, and fairness to him for showing up too and having this conversation. We love having conversations like this. So
exactly.
I said, laughing my ass off. One of the biggest streamers in the US screams ISO when a girl walks in, and everyone scatters like, that's funny if that is the case, yo. But you gotta be, like I said, it's unwritten code. You just gotta be able to look at a situation and assess it. It's not difficult, but hey, we move. You lot don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. We're live right now on the playback for the Salzburg versus Brest game Champions League watch along. We will be doing Arsenal PSG over there as well. So please get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback, people.
Yeah, man. Please get over.
Please get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback. You see it there. Champions League watch alongs today. Salzburg Brest is going on right now. Arsenal versus PSG will be going on, people. NBA watch-alongs once it starts back. You'll also get Premier League watch-alongs over there, NFL watch-alongs, UFC, boxing, gaming content, all over there on the playback. So get playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV, people. Playback.tv, or download the Playback app from your app store. And don't forget, we are available on all audio platforms as well: Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. Great show as always. Let them know, Ivorian, where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff.
Of course, man. We have to first of all subscribe to RedUnitedTV, follow RedUnitedTV on Instagram, RedUnitedTV1, myself, Ivorian_Spice on the Instagram, and also on X as well. But watch yesterday's show, the catch up, and of course, what I have to say, I'm back live for the stupid game on Thursday where we have to go through it. At 7:30 p.m. and then on Sunday 1:30 p.m. for Aston Villa game. I'm just not looking forward to this week, but it is what we have to do. And people are okay. People like to see us YouTubers go through the emotions while they can relax and enjoy themselves and think it's everything that's happening is okay. We go through it, like we, as me, Flawless Sheik, that constantly on YouTube doing these things, doing these streams, watching. We can't even switch up a stream. We pray that while we're losing badly, our internet fucks up, but it doesn't. It doesn't. We have to go through it. We're strapped on to watch it, and you're laughing at our pain while we're reacting. It ain't easy, and we just want to be happy, man. Like I'm telling you, I just want to be happy. The last years of my 20s hasn't been good. Like, I enjoyed the teens because that's what was winning. But the main part of when you're meant to enjoy your 20s, I didn't enjoy it because Manchester United weren't delivering. And now I'm in my 30s, and I just want to add grey hairs to me. Yeah, Jim thinks that's okay. Jim thinks it's okay.
She read United TV, people. Sheik, let me know.
No, trust the process, man. Trust the process.
Yeah, hey,
I trust the progress. That's what I trust. I trust progress.
Hey, Flawless, Rome
I'm stealing that. That was called.
Yeah, I trust progress, not process. Progress. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, big up to everyone. Big up to Flawless every single time, man. Fire show. Love being on the show. One of my favorite shows. Shout out to Leon. Shout out to Eddie. Shout out to Ivorian. Make sure you guys go subscribe to everyone's channel. You can find me on Sheik TV I have started a career mode, so if you want to actually see good football, you can go over to Sheik TV and watch me with good football. And trust me, I sold Bruno already. I sold him for 100 million, so that's another like good thing that you guys could look forward to. So that's that. I did a Mud Brothers show yesterday where my co-panelist M. De Niro, who is a Spurs fan, he took over the show because they beat us 3-0. So he's like, I'm running the show today. So he ran that yesterday, so check that out. And then in this week, we should have the Almost show with YG, my bro YG, on Friday. And then Saturday we're back again with all the content, United, watch along on Sarcasm City TV, playback, and all that stuff. YouTube, so big up.
Sheik TV, links in the title, go subscribe. Leon, let them know what you got coming up. Obviously, you'll be working outside of the football content creator space.
Yeah, well, go on, people. It's Leon here. You get me? I'm just here to troll, and that is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's why they bring me here. You get me? You get me? No, I'm joking. No, big up Flawless every time. The show is obviously going from strength to strength. The one the other night was funny as well, man. We're like, not funny, but it was a good.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Heavy show, man. Fire.
Yeah, it was a heavy show still. The main thing I've got going at the moment is my running club. So we got 600 people in the club now. About 200 active runners a week. So NLB, Nobody Left Behind Running Club. Check it out on Instagram, TikTok. And we've got our first social event coming up on the 17th of November. So you can get a ticket. You can come and get a 3-course Italian meal, karaoke, join the community. Naji's been down, my brother Andre's been down. It's vibes and vibes and vibes and vibes. But yeah, man, it's catch me twice a week running around with a speaker, helping the community. It is what it is. But,
so make sure you follow Leon on Instagram.
Ivorian, I'm not far. Milton Keynes. Ivorian, you're London, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm London.
Yeah. No excuses. Safe.
So wait, where are you though?
I'm not in them, but I go to Milton Keynes every week for the run club. So
Hey, for those who are wondering, Bruno, Garnacho, and Rashford are also part of this running club.
Oh yeah, of course. We've got bear runners.
Hella runners. Yeah, they ride home.
We just run.
Yeah, they're part of this too. That's where they got Leon is the
T-ball, kickball, chase ball, man.
Leon the culprit for this. Leon told them just run, man, and that's all they do now. Like that's what
we got better ballers. We got better ballers here. So.
Yeah, Mount 2. Yeah, Mount 2.
Eddie, anything you want to add, fam, before we close out?
Nah, shout out to the gang. I'll be there. I'll be there on Saturday, Leon. See you soon, boss.
I'm running it from Kenya, man. I'm running to the club from Kenya.
Yeah.
Hey, he's gonna run. Yeah, man, he's gonna run all.
Yeah, I'll just positionally, I'll place myself in a certain position to make sure that other runners, have a good pace. I'll be supporting some of the runners that I've seen on the story from behind. So, I just want to, give them a good, good encouragement.
Pause.
No, you know which runners I'm talking about. You know exactly which runners I'm talking about. But we move. Keep it going. Sarcasm City. But yeah, shout out to my dogs. Y'all the only reason I'm making it through this godforsaken 10 hot campaign. And it's love. It's always
telling you. Facts. Therapy out here, bro.
Yeah, facts. Like you lot do. Like my watch along. Hey, you lot would see such a miserable me in particular on this show and watch alongs if it wasn't for the man. Like for real. Like that we can still crack jokes. But again, big up to everyone that's locked in. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Again, don't forget, we are available on all audio platforms as well. So all the shows you see on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, are available on all audio platforms. Spotify, Sarcasm City TV, 5-stars on there. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts as well. But get over to the playback because we're live on there right now. Steve's over there. Omar's over there. I will be over there shortly for the Arsenal PSG game. There will be a watch along for the Arsenal versus PSG game. However, I won't. They're doing Salzburg versus Brest right now, people. So love to everyone who has locked in. And we're gonna redirect to troops as well. So put Sarcasm City Raid as well. And this has been the Man United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.